Hey, everybody!
Hey.
Welcome to the stream. Today we are doing a podcast. No one knew until we started. Till I said it. Today we are streaming with Lisichan, MattyC,
Never heard it pronounced that way.
and me, SchNiVas, as they say in Britain and other strange places. But in America, we say SchNiVas. Anyways, hope y'all days doing good. Apologize for no intro music today. This was a very difficult stream to set up, and I know we said we were going to be streaming from a park. We got rained out, and as soon as we got rained out and started setting up at Glenn's new house instead of at his birthday party, it's clear out now. It's clear out now.
Yay.
But
Clear,
yes.
Dry.
We totally could have did it, but it's fine. Happy birthday, Glenn. Want to give special thanks to this awesome person here, member of For the Chivo. He's beautiful and slightly attractive. Not to me, of course. He's much more attractive than just slightly. Don't tell Kelsey. Oh, whatever. She already knows. He's doing the horse head thing.
Doing the horse head.
He's doing. Oh, Kaz, baby, no.
No!
Yes. We told him, I love you so much, Kaz. We told him on a stream when you weren't there.
Unmute his mic. I can't hear him. He's turned off. His pack is turned off. He yelled so loud. He's like, Kaz, no! You're good.
Why, Kaz? Why? It's been so long.
Oh,
I thought it
man.
died.
Mr.
Oh,
Bubble's
man.
not dead. He's surely alive. All right. I'll take the hand slap. You can't tell where my hand is. Oh, frick.
Oh, man.
I got told to. Yeah, someone in a previous stream told Kaz to call you Mr. Bubbles on the next stream you were on. Who is Mr. Bubbles? Raise your hand, Glenn. He's pretty quiet. I think he's ticked off.
Hi. This is really hot.
Who isn't Mr. Bubbles? Oh, Lord have mercy. Glorious. So, yes, happy birthday, Glenn. Thank you for letting us use your house and stream during your birthday. This wonderful man has been a great, wonderful part of For the Chivo. He does a lot of work that many others don't do, especially interns, when they're supposed to. So, we appreciate him.
I appreciate that.
Thanks, Kaz. Thanks, everyone.
On top of all of that, he's just a beautiful man. Especially his beard. His hair
I-
sucks, though. He probably
yeah.
should get it all shaved off. Just completely. Bald.
I am extremely
What?
tired.
I thought you were just saying I am, like
am.
as in I am gonna shave my
Yes,
head. I'm like,
do it.
no,
On the stream, do it.
do it for the
Do
stream.
it for the stream.
Do it.
Okay,
Do it.
if you guys donate,
What's gonna be the threshold? You have to set it. $50, $25,
300?
$5,
That's a little much.
300? Really?
20 cents.
go with No, 250.
250.
See, I told you.
$250.
300 would have been perfect.
If you donate $250, Glenn will shave his head. If you donate $300, Lisichan will eat food on the stream. Noodles.
That's $50 more than the last time. So
Kaz Gears is looking through his bank account like,
He is. He's like, needs to happen.
I could do this.
see, last time it was $250 for regular ramen. Now it's $300 for the spicy ramen.
Ah, 300 for the 300 for spicy ramen noodles for her to eat on stream. Webster put $1.
$1.
I don't think he's gonna do it for $1.
Yeah, no. Not for $1.
And it'll go to a good cause.
Yeah,
Supporting for the Chivo.
always.
I mean, I already kind of helped do that.
Exactly.
It'll go to supporting for the Chivo and feeding the members of For the Chivo.
And the person eating the spicy noodles. Good cause.
After I check
cause.
bottles of milk.
Screw PBS and their whole Mr. Rogers streams. This is more important. Just kidding. And welcome to the stream, Actress 27.
Well,
Hi.
hey.
Welcome to the podcast,
Yeah.
Actress 27. That better not be Is that? I don't know who that
It's good, Charlotte.
is. Thank you for the host, good Charlotte. It
I don't know who it was.
Was it me?
was a host.
Oh.
Host. Thank you for the
Oh,
host,
okay.
actress
Host or
There we go.
from Iceland. Well, welcome to the
Welcome.
American stream here, even though we have an Asian here, so we have a lot
This
of
is
diversity
great.
happening.
Yeah.
here.
Lots of diversity.
He's like Norwegian.
Uh-huh.
I made that up. I'm Polish. He's
I'm
white.
Scottish.
Oh, Scottish. Okay.
I mean, Polish and a little bit of everything. I'm a mutt.
Use a mutt.
You know any?
Do we know any voice actors?
I don't know what a voice actor is. So
That no Christmas
what's that?
voiceover.
I was joking. I know what a voice actor is.
So I
What-
hope.
Anyways, I think we should actually get started with this podcast. We procrastinated long enough. I've looked at your face long enough.
I know. It's
Please.
It's
Have
Had
mercy on my soul
I don't know.
and my eyeballs. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. Otter Daddy. Okay. So it's been a long day, guys. We just moved Glenn. We got all this equipment moved from my house. Then was gonna go to the park. Then we came here. It's been a long
lucky
day.
enough we didn't unload everything at the park.
Oh, that would have been the
Yeah.
worst. That would
We
have been the
would've.
worst. Okay, so sorry, during our podcast, normally we don't talk with chat a whole lot, just so we can get through our topics and stuff. If you have any questions that are legitimate and are pertinent to the podcast, feel free to say them. If we have a wonderful friend back there, Webster, he kind of monitors our chat during the stream. If he feels like there is a question that he wants to bring forward, he will do so and let us know. So if you have any questions about what we're going to be talking about, let us know. Today, I have 2 topics. Matt has 2 topics. Actually, we all had 2 topics now that I think about it. You didn't get a third one, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so we all had 2 topics. I am going to be covering
had
Super
any
Mario
topics.
Odyssey, and Glenn doesn't have any topics.
Because I didn't think I was actually going to be on this.
I didn't either.
You're the chime in.
You're the white guy that just kind of just pops in every once in a while. Stop. I will be covering Super Mario Odyssey and some latest news on Halo 6. There's going to be new stuff coming out. I'm really a big Halo fan, so not a lot of people care, but I do. Matt, you're going to be covering...
I'm going to be doing E3, like showcase predictions, people on stage predicting what they're going to show, what they're going to show off, and talk a little bit about Destiny 2, because they just showed that off. It was awesome.
Ooh, I can't wait to talk about Destiny 2.
Oh, yes. And Lisichan, you're going to be covering esports?
I'm going to be covering esports, the growth of esports here in America, and international gaming, how gaming is in the East versus how it's done in the West.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, anyways, while we're at it, shout out to Lisichan and her channel. If we can get a shout out in the chat for her, that'd be wonderful. She does a lot of streaming as well. MattyC, no one likes him, so no one goes to his streams. And
Go to
Glenn,
your streams.
might as well go to Glenn's streams before I'd go to his. I'm just kidding. He has some decent stuff, but he's part of Leviathan Gaming. But he's a For the Chivo member first, right? Us first?
1.5.
1.5? What?
Wait.
What is it? Is that
I
like
don't know
beta?
what that is, but yeah.
Is that a version number? I don't know what just happened.
Yeah,
I'm beta member right now. But I pre-ordered, so I was like, first in line.
It's right there.
It's like with the Destiny 2 pre-order.
So you get the
right there.
T-shirt, but you don't get it until it actually comes out.
Right.
I have no idea what just happened.
Nope.
I'm too tired.
Same.
No.
All right, so first we're gonna start out with MattyC here, and talk about your topic first. What do you got for us?
All right, so usually, gosh, for the past, I don't know, like ever since the PS4 came out, or the year before the PS4 came out, they've kind of blown everybody away every year on stage. Hopefully,
Well, T3, so
it's E3, but hopefully this year Microsoft has got tons of surprises they're going to pull out. I know they did say that this is big for them. They are actually not showing off Halo 6 at E3 this year. Halo is not going to be at E3.
hey,
Sorry.
I was gonna talk about Halo. That was one of the things I was gonna say. That's all right. Go ahead.
But
I forgot about that part actually.
But they are revealing Scorpio on stage at E3 this year, so it's obviously
Really?
going to be geared completely around Scorpio. They've been releasing specs and everything for it. They've shown pictures of the dev kits. The dev kits actually get like a little touch screen on it, so maybe the Scorpio is going to have some sort of touch screen functionality on
I
the
hope they-
system itself.
I just hope that they don't go back to freaking
Sounds
touch buttons.
Weird.
'Cause,
I
like,
don't want that.
I feel like every single time that Xbox releases a console, they do one with a touch button. Everyone hates it. They make a revision that doesn't have touch, and then the next version they come out again with touch buttons. We still hate
Yeah.
them.
The same thing happened with the PS4. The second model that came out, the slim model, it had physical buttons on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's one that I have actually.
yeah,
And
and
it's
it's a
much
lot
better.
better
Yeah.
than touch sensitive. I had this problem with my PS4, which I fixed it permanently.
Did it
where
keep
I
ejecting your disc?
was ejecting the disc.
Yep.
I was like middle of a match in Battlefield 1, and like disc pops out.
Oh.
And what was happening, what I found out was they had all these resets for it, and then they were like, okay, last but not least, if you want to like tear your system apart, is what they made it sound like, then this is like a permanent fix. All it was there's a little rubber foot on the bottom of the system. When it heats up, obviously, it expands the rubber and pushes on the eject button. So I was like, huh.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it-
have never heard of that.
It gets hot, it expands the rubber, and then it ejects the disc. So I was just like, huh. Okay, it's off.
Pulling a DK, expand rubber.
But yeah, I ripped it off the bottom of the PS4, and it's fine, it's gone. Thanks, Pat.
Yeah, no problem.
But yeah, so they're gonna show off Scorpio this year. No idea what kind of games they're gonna talk about. They're probably gonna reveal a couple new. I'm hoping they reveal a lot of new IPs.
I believe so too. They're
Um,
really kind of been laxing on new IPs, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're probably gonna show off Crackdown 3. I'm guessing they haven't showed it off in like 2 years.
Yeah,
They've
it's been a
probably
while.
they've probably been holding off to reveal Scorpio to show Crackdown 3 or Crackdown, whatever it's called. I think they're doing like a reboot type thing. It's just called Crackdown.
I mean, that was a great series. 2 was
2, my problem with 2 was I can't stand it when a game has such a good open world and human interaction and then zombies. Like
Yeah.
What's wrong
now
with
it's a zombie
zombies?
game. That's why. Well, I like it, but it's like the whole it changes the entire dynamic of the game.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
when I played Spider-Man: Web of Shadows. Awesome Spider-Man
Loved
open world
that game.
Mm.
Great game. And then symbiotes attack, and they're all symbiote zombies halfway through the game.
Wait, was
So
it
then
on
it's a zombie
Xbox?
apocalypse game. But it was,
Which
it was-
platform was it on? Xbox?
I think it was on like it was multi-platform. I think it was
Yeah.
on everything. It was like GameCube, PS2, and Xbox.
Huh.
I
I don't
feel
remember
like
that one.
That's what game
Or
devs,
360 and
game
PS3.
writers do.
Oh.
It
When
was
they
that
start out
generation.
with a really great game idea when they're writing the game, and then halfway through they get writer's block, and the immediate thing for every writer for everything ever anymore is, all right, zombies.
Zombies.
I mean, I kind of had to bring it up. The new Metal Gear. Zombies.
Hopefully
Call
they
of
don't-
Duty,
like-
I think, started that trend in my opinion.
They did.
Yeah.
They did-
Yeah.
Well,
And then The Walking
Nazi
Dead
zombies.
came in, and
Well, no.
I think it
'cause
was
I mean,
Left 4 Dead and then Walking Dead popular, or Call of
Yeah.
Duty and Walking Dead combined
Yeah, I can
popularized
understand
it.
that.
So
Yeah. The whole zombie trend started with Resident Evil. I mean, you got to go
Yeah,
back
sure.
old school. But
With the
then,
bad controls.
yeah. But for the time, it was actually they're decent.
They were. It's what made the game scary.
which I can't wait. They're supposed to be remastering 2 and I think 3.
Hopefully, I'm guessing they're going to show that off at Sony's press conference.
Cannot wait.
Because it was originally a PS2, PlayStation 1 game, so
Yep.
I'm guessing it's going to be on stage at Sony's press conference.
One thing that Webster and I have actually been talking about is something that Ubisoft might be.
Did you say Ubisoft?
Ubisoft, whatever,
Oopy?
whatever.
Oopy.
Ubisoft.
Poopysoft.
Poopy.
That's more accurate.
What are they showing off?
What are they selling?
Ubisoft games.
New
Proceed.
Splinter Cell.
Yes, we talked about this at Leviathan. New Splinter Cell, please.
Please. It's
They
been
have been
far-
lacking.
Splinter
It's been
Cell.
far too long.
We were also, you mentioned Metal Gear. We're hoping that they're going to be
Yes.
releasing the Legacy Collection on PS4,
I
PS4
would,
and Xbox One. So
I would cry if they did that.
that would be great.
I will
want it.
pre-order that.
You know what? Here's my opinion. And again, this is just me. If PlayStation would freaking remaster the games that I love, I might end up actually owning a PlayStation
Getting
4.
to that.
Hey,
But
hey.
everything that I loved about freaking PlayStation back in the day, they've moved so far from it, in my opinion. I've lost interest in it.
I understand what you mean.
Well, it hasn't made me
completely.
want to drop $400 in a new console that I already have
Yeah.
Yeah.
an extra.
Sure.
My opinion.
Yeah.
Just
so the
Don't judge me. I just
Metal Gear Collection.
love my Xbox.
So yeah, let's just move right on to Sony. So Sony, they've got a lot planned. I know with Destiny 2 at least, they're doing more PS4 exclusive stuff, timed exclusive stuff. But again, with them, they've got some deal worked out with Sony. It's probably every game they come out with is going to be all exclusive PS4 stuff. So they're going to talk about that. They're probably going to show gameplay for Last of Us 2, I'm guessing. And that might be like the final. They might be
Yeah.
like, okay, one last thing. Here's Last of Us 2 gameplay.
The teaser crap that they added at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought we were done?
Oh, wait, there's more. So on the subject of them not doing what you like, I do believe that we've got the Crash remaster coming very soon.
Yes.
I
As
love
of filming
Crash.
this, very soon.
But as of this moment, that's not enough for me to drop enough
not
money
enough.
on it.
I do believe they're going to. I want to believe that they're going to do a Spyro remaster collection.
Now, if they do that, I'll probably want to drop money on a
They
PlayStation.
said there's rumors of it at least.
It's in the rumor mill right now. So it is Activision.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they.
I just hope if they, speaking of Spyro, if they do remaster Spyro, I hope they get the art right. Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the way Spyro looked in PlayStation 1. Crash, I was okay with it. The remaster, they did good. Not what I was hoping, but they did good. I just really hope they don't over cartoonize Spyro when they make them, because I've seen what they've done with Spyro these days, and I hate
With-
the way he looks.
Yeah, especially with Skylanders and things
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
it's trash in my
They
opinion.
actually had Crash on one of the Skylander games.
I did not know that.
And
Really?
he actually talks.
Oh yeah, he's got like some Australian accent.
I
Yeah.
thought he only has one word to me. It's whoa, and that's it. That's the only word he can speak. Whoa.
So, yeah. So I can't wait to play that. Spyro. Other games that they kind of dismissed since last year. They just haven't talked about it. I cannot. Eric, what was the name of that game? There's the biker gang and the zombie apocalypse. Days Gone. They're probably going to show that off.
Days Gone is set to release December of this year.
Yes. Okay. Days Gone. I would love to see more about that because the only thing
Yes.
they showed was like him running from a horde of zombies. It probably looks like really good as far as the zombie apocalypse. Really good gameplay. I cannot wait to see the new Spider-Man game. The new standalone
Yes.
Spider-Man game. That's going to be awesome.
I've never really liked Spider-Man games.
You've never liked
What?
Spider-Man games?
I haven't
even the
played a lot of
original
them, so I
ones?
guess that's not a fair thing to say. But the ones I have, they're like,
Yeah.
games based off movies. Usually they suck. Not all of them,
Usually.
but
Usually.
usually.
Best one, in my opinion, was Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome.
I
Yeah.
didn't get a chance to play that one specifically. I
It
played
was
the
a really
first
good one.
one, but yeah.
That and Web of Shadows, those were two of the best ones.
I need
So,
to try Web of Shadows.
I would look it up.
Shattered
It's really good.
Dimensions. Shattered Dimension.
That was good.
I really liked that because it actually went through all of the different universes for him.
Right. Yeah. Days Gone. What was I just talking about?
Even Kaz agrees that it looks like a good zombie game.
Good zombie game. Yes.
Speaking of zombie, he's here.
He's here.
Zombie killer.
Yeah, Resident Evil. I think they're going to show off more Resident Evil. I don't think they're going to, reveal any Resident Evil other than
Yeah.
the second game remastered or anything. I think no, never mind. That's going to be Bethesda because Bethesda's on stage again.
What do you think Bethesda's gonna have?
Bethesda, Evil Within 2. Eric doesn't think so, but I'm still holding my hopes up for, because they had this little like postcard type thing of like their invitation to their press conference, and it has like all their games, kind of like a theme park setup, and Doom is in the corner, and I keep saying like they're gonna reveal a sequel to Doom.
Really?
I
It's
think
too soon.
it's too soon, but at the
Too
same
soon.
time, I'm like, just say it's happening and give us some screenshots or something.
Right. Yeah, I
Make
can
me
agree.
happy.
Yeah, Wolfenstein would come out first before, because it's been a long time since they've had any game like that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But getting back to the Sony press conference, they're probably gonna. They might not show off any Star Wars games because I know EA usually they're gonna show off. They're on stage.
Yeah.
They're gonna show off Battlefront 2. I can't wait to see. Cannot wait to
wait.
see. Please have Galactic Conquest in that.
I hope. I know this is hoping. And I doubt it'll ever happen, but I really wish they would make another Force Unleashed. Because
Yes,
I tell you what,
I
I
loved
like
those
Force
games.
I didn't like
were
a lot of Star
great.
Wars games for a while. My favorite of all time has always been Battle for Naboo.
Awesome.
For the 64. I know that's super old. It looked terrible even when it came out, but the gameplay was bomb. And that's when I fell in love with the Naboo fighter. I just love that freaking vehicle. I thought it looked cool in the movies, but when I got the chance to
Right.
fly one, it was like, all right, this thing's bomb.
See.
But I wish it would remaster that. But I tell you what, I sat down one day because I got the first Unleashed with my Games with Gold from Xbox One, and I played it. And first 5 minutes, I was hooked.
It's
I'm like,
great.
I've never liked a Star Wars game
It's
this
fantastic.
much. This game is bomb, and you know what? I finished that game within a week, which means a lot to me because I
Yeah.
don't have a lot of free time. If I like a game, I'm gonna sit and play it until I finish it, and that's what I did with Fallout.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah, I
what
got
I'd
myself
be
in trouble with
Fallout
that game. My wife was not happy with me at the time. I'm like, all right, I gotta stop playing this. So if they make, I know it's hoping so much, but I'm praying to God, let there be another Force Unleashed because this game was
I
awesome.
really do.
So there's talks that Knights of the Old Republic.
I've heard about that one.
No. Old school. Like,
Oh, remaster.
yeah.
Yes.
No, not remaster.
Reboot.
Making a third one.
Oh, I did see that. I did see talks about a third one.
Yeah.
It's possible, you
It's
know, 'cause
possible. Well,
BioWare
no,
keeps saying something about a new IP, but maybe it's not a new
They
IP.
also got bought out because there was a old Star Wars game that they're gonna make, and they actually the company instead bought the rights to Knights
Hmm.
and end up.
See, I
there's-
didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're actually going to keep going with that.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So yeah, strong possibility.
Very strong
Definitely.
So what do
possibility.
you think, Matt? What are you expecting
What am I
for
expecting?
E3? Didn't you mention something about E3 and Star Wars? If that wasn't what you were
Oh,
saying,
yeah,
ignore
well,
me.
Star Wars. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, EA is gonna show off Battlefront, but last year, or it was either last year or the year before, they had this really cool vid doc where it was, LucasArts is gone, but now with EA, they were saying that we picked up all these IPs. We want to put these Star Wars games out, so we're
Mhm.
picking up all these games, and they showed one where her name's Amy Henning. She was the writer for the Uncharted series, and she is working on a Star Wars game right now. And they showed like a 10-15 second clip of whatever she's working on, and I was like salivating. It looks
Really?
That
ridiculous. It
I
looks
didn't hear about
like
that.
Uncharted 4 quality graphics, if not better. And it was like some dude
But with the
just
Star Wars IP.
with the Star Wars IP. It was in the Star Wars,
Oh,
and it
man.
was on like Naboo or something. And it was just like this robed guy walking out into this city, and ships are flying, and it looked completely real. No name, no nothing. That's all they showed. But that's
Oh.
what she's working on. So it's going to be
Jeez.
very,
It's
very
getting
good
a little bit of
story.
chills from that. Like I kind of want to.
It's gonna have like Uncharted quality stories. It's
Liking
Star
this.
Wars. I'm like, yes,
Yes.
please give me this game.
Yeah.
Give me this game.
Mm.
And then they're working on, other stuff. I think they showed that right before they revealed Battlefront. So Battlefront 2. I don't think it's happening, but I still hold hope for 1313. Do you remember that? Remember that game? It got canceled right after LucasArts closed or went bankrupt, or they went away, and it was supposed to be.
Was it a first-person shooter?
It was third person. It
person.
was supposed to be open world. It was honestly, it was kind of like a sequel to Bounty Hunter, actually.
Oh, okay.
But
Because I
it
saw
was-
something that somebody released an unreleased, a canceled Star Wars game that was a first-person shooter.
That was pretty much a kind of a battlefield type Star Wars.
Because it looked like
Yes.
So essentially
with the
Battlefront.
Call of Duty feel to it.
Right.
So my bad, wrong one.
Speaking of Call of Duty and Star Wars, I still want to see something more of Republic Commando. That was a fantastic game.
Yes, that was a great
Republic Commando
great
has some of the
series, or great
best.
game.
Republic Commando had some of the best squad commands in squad AI I've ever seen, and it was an original Xbox game.
Hmm.
It was hilarious. Like it had great AI, but that'd be cool to see that. I know you really wanted to talk about Nintendo, but
Go ahead.
I have a lot to say about Nintendo at E3. So they're not going to be on stage again. They're doing kind of like their Nintendo Direct type things again at E3. They're doing streams. Either way, the information gets out there. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I don't know why they don't want to be on stage
They would-
anymore.
they're-
They could.
They don't like
They-
to share the stage.
They
That's
don't like to
like
share the stage.
the
That-
same with Sony now, right?
It's definitely
They
that.
have the Sony experience.
Yeah.
I definitely know what you're saying, but I think they also feel like they want to be different and stand out.
Right.
Be like, hey, we're not doing what everyone else is doing, type of thing. We're
Right, right.
bigger than that, whatever
I mean,
it might
It
be.
is Nintendo, so
Yeah.
And plus, Nintendo. Let's be honest, when Nintendo's on the stage and it's live, they kind of suck. I mean, just look at the Switch reveal.
They probably understand that. That's why they're
Yeah.
just like, we're just gonna stick to streams and be online and
Because when they had those pre-edited, awesome videos, they do a great job. They do an amazing job with them. But I feel, with the need to have the translators when they have the main CEOs up there,
Yeah.
and the creative directors,
right.
there's a lot of hype and
Lost in translation.
description lost in that
Yeah.
translation of what they are trying to present.
Mhm.
So I understand that. In that case, I understand that. And I feel like if they have big cons over in Japan, that they probably wouldn't be doing that.
Sure.
It's probably just over
Sure.
here.
So on that note, I think first thing they're gonna come right out of the gate. They're gonna reveal a Virtual Console, GameCube Virtual Console. Now, what I'm hoping they do, I do not want to buy games individually. They need to come out with some sort of subscription service.
That would be bomb.
So maybe
I didn't even think
and,
of that. I like that.
And
Yeah.
what I thought of is they could do tiers, pay $10 a month, then you have access to maybe the online service and these games, or if you want to pay $20 or $25 a month, you have the whole library open to you. And also, none of this PlayStation Now crap. Let us
yeah.
don't
let
give me
us download the game. I can't be
Right.
streaming this game, which I think Sony's going to reveal that too. I think they're going to revamp PlayStation Now and let you download the game.
I
Yeah.
hope.
And I'm okay with the ability to download the games and having to connect to the internet every once in a while. That's okay as long as it's not like every day or even once a week. If you give me like 1 month, if you're paying a monthly fee, okay, well, you already got your money for that month anyway. So if you have to
Sure.
sync once a month with the internet to have your subscriptions for those games be valid, then
Right.
you're already getting your money anyway.
Right,
You're not
yeah.
losing anything
Right.
by not validating right away.
Yeah, or do what everybody else does. Do a monthly, 3 months, or a year, something like that.
Right. And so, yeah, I hate the idea of another freaking subscription service because to be
I know,
honest,
but
I
you
hate
know what?
that.
The way they do it
I
now,
hate that
it's
trend
just
now.
yeah, I hate that trend. But the way they do it now, it's just they're making people rebuy games that they already have.
Right, right.
Nobody was able to transfer their virtual console stuff to the Switch.
And that in
That's
itself, in my
irritating.
opinion, you should at least get some sort of discount. Maybe 50% off for every game that you've already purchased. And you probably already had it on the original systems anyway.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Wasn't it with the original Wii? If you got one of, there was a certain number of Wii's. If you got one of the original ones, then you got like $50 in the Nintendo shop to purchase the virtual games.
Really?
I didn't know that.
One
I
of
don't
the
remember that.
either it was that or if you bought that and the 3DS and then you redeemed the code, because I remember my brother had it, my god brother had it, and all like my family that's diehard Nintendo, they
Yeah,
all went
yeah.
for it, and I was like, what is this for? Because not only did you get credit on like the Nintendo store or something, but you got 10 like of original to get the virtual games, and I think so yeah, everyone was super hyped about it.
I don't
Huh.
remember that.
I don't remember.
That's
Look it
nice.
up.
Yeah,
They do
that's-
that here.
it was over
Yeah.
back in Washington State, so
Okay, well, it was here
Okay,
then.
well, it's
Yeah.
America. All right.
Maybe the East Coast just sucked out on that one.
Yeah.
You know what? I went into Walmart. We were in Walmart a couple of days ago, and their stock of Switches were just full. Like,
They had Switches.
yeah, there's like, it's all full. And we
What?
came into Walmart at like 7 p.m. because we were getting stuff for dinner.
Yeah.
And of course, we like to go into the gaming section. And then,
Are they gone?
and then I looked down, and then I was like, oh, look, wait, what? Switches? I'm like, that's all Switches there.
Oh my
No
god.
And then I was
way.
like, should I buy one? And Kyle was like, you're
This
just going to
poor
sell it
man.
anyways. I'm like, if I sell it, I'm going to sell it for like $500. He's like, you got to do it cheaper
Right.
than that because everyone's still selling it on Facebook
Yeah,
for 500.
scalping. Gotta
But-
love scalping. But hey.
Yeah, no, it's all, there's so many in stock. So if anyone's in Ohio, Norwalk, Walmart has
Wow.
Switches in
Okay.
I need to
stock.
get myself one, and that might happen.
I need to get Switch.
The problem is I actually have $300 sitting in my bank account now, but I'm not supposed to
Same.
spend it.
Same here.
But
Don't
now
do
that I
it.
It's
know that they
okay.
have
It'll
them,
probably
thanks,
still
Liz.
be in the stock, you know?
Thanks, Liz.
Don, it's
I
my
was doing so
birthday.
good.
Just
So
don't
yeah,
stop by the
virtual
candy aisle.
console. Yeah, virtual console, GameCube virtual console.
That I can't wait for.
That I
Yeah.
cannot wait for.
So yeah,
Freaking can't
I'm
wait
really
for that.
excited. And I would say that cool, they're gonna have GameCube virtual console, which means Metroid games. Please do a new Metroid Prime. I love the
They
Metroid
do.
Prime
They've been
games.
neglecting that
We have
series.
Switches
There
here
was-
as well.
I
Of course,
I-
Kaz.
I found a video on Reddit a while ago, and I'm so mad I can't remember the guy's channel or the name, but he did a short documentary on the Metroid Prime series, or the whole Metroid series, and all the trials and tribulations the studio's gone through. They've lost people, and
Yeah.
just nobody wants to do Metroid games anymore. They just
Yeah.
they can't get them out. Like the last one that came out for 3DS was a joke.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah.
joke. They didn't even look like Metroid characters.
I just feel like they need to. Oh, you're talking about
the Metroid. It was like Forces or something like that.
Federation Forces.
Federation
That was a
Forces.
joke. That game was a
It was a
joke.
joke.
It needs to be a full console, full out Metroid Prime game if it's going to succeed, in my opinion.
I want Prime back so bad. They could just reboot the series and I'd be fine.
Oh yeah,
I'd be fine. Like that's
and you know
cool.
what? They'll probably end up doing it.
Yeah, but I really want new Metroid Prime. Obviously, it'll be on Virtual Console. I hope they don't just stop there.
I want Wind Waker HD and
Yes.
Twilight Princess HD. I want those
Twilight
ported.
I
Princess,
want those
definitely.
ported, and I also want Skyward Sword because I never beat it because
What?
I didn't want to do this for 5 hours straight.
I get it. I agree.
Like
Good
the
point.
game is phenomenal, but I just
Okay, full disclosure. Legend of Zelda is one of my most favorite
Remember,
series.
Link is left-handed.
Right. And they screwed me over because I'm left-handed, and guess what I didn't get to play as? Left-handed Link. Like, come on. All you have to do is just swap everything, and you're fine. You got
Right.
it left-handed. Or just character model, whatever. Anyways. Okay, That's my favorite series. Next to Halo, Legend of Zelda is my favorite series. All right? I did not get past the first temple in Skyward
too.
Sword
What?
because
Me
I
too.
got bored. Yes, the gameplay was boring. In my opinion, the storyline wasn't engaging enough. But I got so far in it, then I got sick of doing this. I actually got sick of doing this and fighting things because as good as the motion control was,
Sure.
and accurate as it was, it still somehow felt out of place. I don't know what it was about it. This is personal opinion. You're probably like, I loved it. What are you talking about?
No,
You suck,
GameCube
Jeff.
controller.
What's that?
GameCube controller.
Right. Right.
I'm not gonna go swing my arm around for 5 hours. Although my arm would probably be toned after that, but
I didn't
Right,
think
right.
you could use GameCube controllers.
Not
On
for
the-
Skyward Sword.
Yeah, not
You
for
could do
Skyward
that
Sword.
for
for
Twilight
Princess.
Princess.
That's what I did.
Twilight Princess.
And they
yes,
had
yes.
motion controls that allowed you to just kind of. You didn't have to even. It wasn't one-to-one motion. It was
Yeah.
just if you moved it and it sliced, and
Right.
whatever position it was in at that
But
time.
Skyward
God
Sword,
bless
you
you.
actually have to go.
But Skyward Sword. I agree. That game, in my opinion, was a little disappointing.
This
as-
annoyed me.
As excited I was.
Oh
for
my
it.
gosh, dude. Yeah.
But you know, it was all a gimmick anyway because everyone's like hating motion controls now these days.
But
If it's not VR and
I
freaking
still,
Omni,
if
we
we
don't
got,
want it.
yeah, if we got a remaster of it, I was playing it with a controller, I'd play it. I'd be more inclined to play it and finish it if I had a standard controller.
Right.
You know? So.
Because this is how I see. I'm getting tangent here. I'm sorry. This is how I see Nintendo and the current console games. Think about when you were a kid, and you had all these different games you used to play. Not video games, just outside of video games. You remember Don't Wake Daddy?
Yes.
You remember Mousetrap?
Mousetrap.
All these classic games, you loved them. They were great. And at the time, they were the biggest and best things you could do, and that's all you ever wanted to do. But when you grew up, you didn't want anything to do with them.
Sure.
He's like, I couldn't sit down and play Mousetrap again. I'd be pretty bored. I think I akin that to Nintendo. They have great things that come out that people love as soon as they come out, and for a while and they become classics. But you can't always go back to them. Not always. Sometimes you can, like Legend of Zelda series, I can go back and play that anytime I wanted. But it doesn't hold up the same way, to use that same analogy again, as when you were a kid you played football. Now, you could go outside right now and get a bunch of guys together, and they still would love to play football, and everyone would love it, and it's going to be a great time.
Sure.
It was a pastime, but it's also still current. That's kind of how I feel like,
Yeah.
okay, we have PlayStation and Xbox that are like those real sports that you would still play as an adult and still can enjoy in its full capacity. And then you have those older games like Don't Wake Daddy and stuff like that. They have the charm. You love them. You play them. You sit back for nostalgia and enjoy them for a few minutes, but they don't really carry the same way. And that's like motion controls for Nintendo. You know, they were great at the time. They were revolutionary. They were perfect, but no one really wants those still used anymore. Those
Yeah.
kind of mechanics.
Yeah.
Rants over. That's just how I feel.
I wholeheartedly agree. It was
Yeah.
a gimmick it was a gimmick right out the gate. So.
Yeah.
But good for them for nailing it.
But I think they turned it a little bit more. There's a hair on my microphone, and it's driving me mad. Got it. But I think they're
There's
turning it
another hair.
around with the idea of what they're doing with the Switch. Because, in my opinion, that's kind of where consoles are going anyway. Having that portability all the time. Being able to go from a portable device to a at home sit in front of a TV device at any given time. You know,
Yeah.
it's all kind of merging together anyways, with mobile games, with cell phones, with tablets. That's where things are going.
right.
So I think that kind of puts them in the industry. Sorry, back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
Shut up, Jeff. Topics.
So one big prediction / thing I really think we have to see. We have to see this from Nintendo. They will sell Switches even more than they could have ever even imagined
Mm-hmm.
if they put out a full 3D console Pokemon game.
Oh my
Now,
gosh,
this
yes.
game,
Yes.
what this game has to be is it has to be like the 3DS games, but maybe kind of make it like Destiny, where it's not exactly an MMO, but you have like social spaces at maybe like gyms and stuff, or when you're in town, when
Yeah.
you're in cities, and
Well,
then
okay, I'm
what
forward.
Eric and
Yeah.
I discussed
You didn't get
was
too far.
just encapsulate all the games they've ever done. So have it like a 3DS game, like a full like a Pokemon game, and then you can train your Pokemon and whatnot, and then go into the social space, and then it's Pokemon Stadium. And then
That would
you
be
know, oh, I
amazing.
want to take a break, so
Yeah.
you go do a mini game, and it's Pokemon Snap. Just encapsulate
I
all the
love
Pokemon
Pokemon
games
Snap.
into
Wait,
one.
Yeah,
wait.
that's it.
Add in the hey you Pikachu.
Oh God,
Yeah.
Hey, you go
Yeah.
to your
Yes.
room that you've customized, and you have to take care of Pikachu.
Yes.
You gotta
Let
take
it
care of
die
your
already.
Sorry, no, it's a
didn't mean
Togepi
to
now.
interrupt.
They have to get with the times.
No,
But
so,
hey, you Pikachu
No,
is
no,
adorable.
Pikachu is still relevant.
Yeah, no, Pikachu's very relevant. Yeah.
I feel. I
It's
mean,
like the
I've never
Pokemon
been.
mascot.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Pikachu.
Yeah. Exactly. I've never felt that Pokemon is one of my favorite areas. So, I mean, people who are more die-hard Pokemon fans probably won't agree with this. But one thing I'm surprised that's never been tried to do is remaster Red and Yellow and Blue,
They did.
but do it different. Kind of take that and put it in a different format.
Yeah, those were kind of like ports. We're talking like 3D. You're talking like full 3D
Yeah,
remaster.
like maybe not like an open world per se,
Sure.
but
I mean,
give it a spin. Take the same story, spice it up, but give it a different format almost.
the closest thing they did is Soul Silver and Heart Gold.
Yeah.
Those were definitely kind of a remaster
Yeah.
with a little bit difference from Silver and Gold from the game. Were they on Game Boy or was it Game Boy
DS.
Advance?
Regular DS. Original DS. Heart
Thought it was
Gold and Heart Gold
Oh.
and Soul
Well,
Silver.
yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about
Well,
the original
original's Game
Soul.
Boy.
Okay,
Just Game Boy, yeah.
that's what I thought.
They were 90s.
God,
So.
I feel old.
That's
I know, right?
Yeah,
Gosh.
I'm fat. I mean, I'm old. No, yeah, well, both.
And
Alright.
in this corner,
Shut up,
waiting.
Glenn. They keep bringing that back up.
Uh-huh. It
Hard
will
to
never
miss.
die.
We don't need to be reminded. It's very here.
So.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel. If they took a newer game but actually had what let's just put it this way, except for our generation and maybe a few years past us, those games aren't very identifiable to those generations.
Right.
Yeah,
We
not
could
much anymore.
re-release those games, and most of the younger kids that that were our age when they first came out, but are now, it would be pretty fresh to them. But those that have been loyal to the Pokemon franchise for so long would be able to play those games and recognize all this stuff in it, but it's in a different format.
Yeah.
Something still completely different,
Right. So, yeah, I think they.
My opinion.
I think they need to do that game. Also, if they were to do something like that, I think they would encapsulate like everything Pokemon onto the Switch. If you had a Switch, you could do it. They'll encapsulate Pokemon Go with the Switch, because they're like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
well, it's our new mobile system, so they'll probably oh, you can sync up your Go data with it, or if you find a Pokemon in Pokemon Go, you can like store it and maybe put it on the Switch onto
That
whatever
would
game
That
actually
would be cool.
you're
really
playing.
cool.
Because they do have Pokebank, so I'm guessing they'll put Pokebank on the Switch as an app
Yeah,
and
yeah,
bring it because they are per se killing off their handheld consoles.
right.
No, not necessarily, because they have another DS
They-
coming
they-
out.
They put
I
that
don't know.
out, which
They
is
say that all the time, though. When they release the new console, like it's not supposed to replace this console, but then it replaces the console.
Right.
It still does it anyway. That's almost
Yeah,
every time.
right. So, yeah, I think the Pokemon game will. Everybody wants it. I mean,
Now, when Switch VR comes out,
Switch VR,
then we'll have Pokemon VR,
the Virtual Boy, the Virtual Boy remaster.
virtual
Oh.
Pokemon Go remastered,
You know what?
With
to-
headaches and all.
I
unleashed.
I don't think
VR,
they're going to get
HD.
into it. I don't think they're going to break into the virtual reality world.
Not yet.
Probably not yet. I agree.
Not
Not
yet,
yet.
but I think right now they're like, you know what? We coined motion controls. We're good.
Yeah.
In between, they coined that and they coined the mobile console.
Yeah, they're on AR already and Pokemon
Yeah.
Go.
To be honest, though, it would be so if they really want. Maybe in my opinion, I think they set themselves up to have that ability if they wanted to pursue it. Because if you take those Joy-Cons off, it's not that big without the Joy-Cons. You could slide that into a dock that was attached to a headset.
Yeah.
Still
It
pretty
would be-
big.
Could be
It would
Yeah,
still
it
be
is.
it would still be
Yes.
pretty big. It probably wouldn't be the most comfortable thing in the world, but I've seen people hack the Switch and actually make it viable, and they said this could actually work. Again, it wasn't anything 100% great, but it was someone created
Yeah.
a little ghetto rig dock, and they tried it out, and they're like, well, this could be possible. You just have to put some lenses in it to make that draw distance a little better, but I don't know. I think they left that door open if they wanted to pursue it with the Switch, in my opinion.
Sure. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for Nintendo. I mean, they're gonna showcase other games and whatnot at E3. They've always got floor presence, if not stage presence. So
Before we move on to Lizzie Chen's topic, do you have anything else to add about what you were talking about?
not too much right now. I mean, I could go on about a lot more, but I think for now I covered the most important topics.
The most
so,
important ones, right?
So I think I'll move on from there.
So, Liz, what do you got?
So, well, actually, I hoped I was gonna go after you because you were gonna bring up Super Mario Odyssey, but
I mean, I can go if you want.
it's all right. So one thing that I wanted to talk about was gaming. Games that are released here in the East
Mhm.
versus gaming on the West, and the type of audiences that they appeal to.
Yes.
But there is a dramatic difference.
Yeah, there
Yes.
is. And I was in GameStop the other day, and the GameStop manager was talking to me about it. How, like here, especially in Ohio and like Middle East Coast kind of thing, he's like, we didn't sell out on like pre-orders for Persona or Nier or any of the big like JRPGs, just because there's not much of an audience for it here.
Yeah, and it's
Whereas-
surprising.
Yeah, whereas like on the West Coast, like there's quite an audience for it, and like
Mhm.
a lot more than here per se, but like almost comparable to that, like back like overseas.
Right.
And one of the things that came up when we were talking about it is like the big differences as to like the appeal, where it was all visual. And he was saying like when you look at Japanese games, right, like we look at them, they're vibrant, they're cartoonish.
Yeah. Right.
Like
Even
and
Nintendo, a lot of what
yeah,
they make,
like
Yeah.
they're
Mario,
very visual
Kirby,
appealing.
yeah, they're all bright and they're very
Mhm.
happy. One of the developers from Capcom actually said the reason for the character designs like that is because in Japan we grew up watching anime and reading
Mhm.
manga, and
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
you get the over-exaggerated big eyes and the very cartoony-looking things, whereas games in America, they're all about realistic graphics,
Right.
and dark, grittier like color schemes and just tones, like comparing things like Halo versus like Persona or Pokemon versus Fallout.
Right. I agree with that. And actually, you know what? I think that's why I like Nintendo so much, because I love that bright, happy, colorful gaming. Honestly, I love that. I can look at a Mario game and immediately be happy.
Oh, yeah.
I look at Fallout and I'll be like, yeah, I'm excited, but I'm not happy looking at it. You got to be kind of in a mood to play it, you know.
Right.
But for me, any given time, I see a Mario game, and I think that's the joy I enjoy about anything Nintendo has made. Again, I don't know Persona, but
How do you not know Persona?
I don't like. I tried it. I didn't enjoy that kind of
Really?
game. It wasn't my cup of tea. You know.
Okay.
It
That's
wasn't.
fair.
It wasn't
Mm.
my crazy flavored candy that you show us. And usually it's just pure gold, and now I want like 90% of it, but now I can't buy it because it's like $5 but $50 shipping.
What? The shipping was $50. Is that the one you were looking at?
The Kit Kats.
Yeah.
With the green tea Kit Kats. I want to go on Amazon once to buy them.
Uh huh.
I guess they were sold out, and only another seller was selling them. And they had a stupid amount of shipping. I'm like, you better be shipping that directly from the manufacturer in freaking Japan if you're going to cost that much to
Right.
ship them.
The Asian supermarket over in Cleveland actually carries them
We're
Good to
making
know.
a trip.
with all the
Road trip.
different
Road trip.
ramen flavors.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But anyways, way off topic.
you guys gotta try
Way
cookie
off
and cream Kit Kat.
What?
Oh.
Sounds amazing.
Why don't we fund this?
America's
The Asian
stupid.
supermarket in Cleveland.
And we're the fat ones, and they have the amazing stuff. I don't even get it. And they're not fat.
It's because we drink lots of tea.
Yeah,
Lots of tea.
Yeah.
note to self. Buy
Tea.
more tea.
Tea.
A
tea,
lot
everything.
of tea.
Yeah, it's tea for everything. But yeah, and one of the other main things versus the bright and the dark, like for gaming, was Asians. Like the appeal for a lot of Asian gamers is when you play a game, you want to go to a happy place, like to
Yeah.
de-stress. Versus American gaming, because the appeal is you're like this huge macho hero that's
Yeah.
gonna save the day, and you just want to shoot everything down, which is what
America.
a lot of exactly that's the stereotype.
Right.
So, which goes over to like with stories, you know, with a lot of Asian games, you have like it's all about building your teams and about how everyone works together because we're gonna save the world against some celestial being, and it's a lot of things I notice with RPGs, especially JRPGs. It's all linear.
Yeah.
Because it's like you got to do this. Oh wait, before you got to do this, we're gonna tell you to go here, and then you can keep going and do this, right? And have you guys ever noticed that aside from Mario, a lot of like the Asian games, like the RPGs, are all teenagers that are coming of age
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that
Yes.
are like
Yeah.
at the point in their
Yeah.
life
Yep.
where they're like trying to realize what they do, and they realize they got to save the world.
Right.
A lot
I
of
mean,
animes
that's-
are that way,
that's
too.
Yeah, and I
Exactly.
mean that's always been Persona. They've always been
Yeah,
high
it's the
school
teenagers.
students.
Yeah.
My favorite anime ever, Bleach. That's the same
Yes.
Yep.
thing.
Bleach.
I love Bleach.
Love Bleach.
Yep. And so yeah, versus American, like a lot of American games where it's like you have the one guy, it's the solo. You're gonna be like the
No team, he's the...
you know,
Yep.
like Skyrim. You're gonna be like the one hero, and it's
Lone
either
wolf.
you're gonna the lone wolf that's either going to save the world from a war or you're going to save a girl.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then
Either save the world, save the girl, or both. That's
Yep.
really pretty much all our storylines. Right?
along with a lot of American movies, actually.
Yep.
And then, of course, you guys have like all the open box games like GTA and the new Tom Clancy. Like,
Yep.
Americans like options with their games. It's
Give
not like
people options.
Give the
Yeah.
people what they want.
exactly. So it's all about like when
Look
we
at those
look
German
back-
games. They're in a whole different world by themselves. I don't know what they're smoking over there, but I don't want none of it. I'm scared of it. I'm just saying.
But
Everyone sounds mad all the time. It's weird.
what was that game that was coming out that was kind of creepy? I think it was German based. I think what was it? Joy?
Oh.
That is some messed
It's
up.
just called
game.
Joy.
It was
Yeah,
for
it
PC and
looks
Xbox.
really messed up.
Really?
Drug that you take to be happy. It actually gives you joy. It makes you see the world in a different way.
That sounds like
Acid?
That's not what it's called. It's called.
But the pill they take is joy, the joy pill.
We Happy Few.
Yes.
We Happy Few.
Yes.
But anyway, so you guys remember the Team Fortress limited edition, the psychopath flamethrower guy got the goggles? If you take joy, that's what you see. If you're off of joy or it wears off, you see the gritty sort of.
I saw someone streaming that the other day. Devolve was actually streaming that, now that I think about it.
Oh.
Was it out already? I thought it's not out till
Beta maybe.
Q3.
Okay, early
Yeah.
access Xbox. Okay.
But
Yeah, because he was playing it. I know for sure he was playing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one heard what Kyle just said, by the way. So
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's true.
if there's anything we need to reiterate of what he said, go ahead.
So pretty much it's this game where, because you're talking about German games,
Right.
And they're mad all the time because I think the game takes place like during the Depression, and so what they did was
Yeah.
they take the pill, and when they're on this pill, they're really happy, and everything seems like super like abstract, and just everything's like bright and all cheery, and then when the pill wears off and people realize you're a downer, you realize how dark and gritty the world is,
Right.
and everyone tries to go after you because you're not happy. But yeah, any playthrough, it's always different. It's one of those
Really?
new.
That's a really good idea for
Yeah.
like any game, just different each playthrough.
What would they call that, Webster? What's that word that you're obsessed with using? Oh yeah, procedurally generated.
Procedurally generated.
You use that word for like everything ever for the longest. I'm like, dude, that's just a randomized. That's just RNG. It has nothing to do with. It's. I gotta give you crap.
I don't have RNGesus.
Gotta have RNGesus in your soul to
I don't have a
fully
soul.
encapsulate that procedurally generated luck.
Jeff.
But yeah, that's all I gotta really say on gaming styles. It's really I find it really appeals a lot to the different cultures.
I watched it. If I may add, I don't know. I don't want to interrupt anything more you were gonna add to that. I watched an episode of Game Theory recently, and I think it was actually one of their like free red ones, and it was about gaming around the world. He took a trip to Japan and showed all the different arcades, and it was really cool because they shot it in 3D, so you can like scroll around and see everything around you. And one of the shots was inside of one of the arcades. And he's like, I don't understand how American arcades are so much different than Japanese arcades.
Yeah,
so
it
cool in Japan.
Surprises
Like
me like how
four-
lame the arcades are here.
I know. There's 4-story freaking arcades in Japan. They're beautiful. There's so many games.
You know what?
There's
We-
lights and color everywhere. You walk into the freaking mall to that janky arcade. There's
wanna call
2
that an
games
arcade?
No, it's not an arcade. I walk in there and I'm like, everything in here sucks, and I walk immediately right back out. I'm like, and I get it. For some odd reason, America's not so much into arcades, at least anymore.
I-
but
it's
when
so
was a
funny,
kid,
People
like-
I
have like
loved them.
Dave and Buster's, I think.
Dave and Buster's has a pretty good arcade.
They
but
do,
it's
again,
really
compare
different.
Davis Buster's to what you see in that video on Game Theory,
Yeah,
and
it's
it
not-
blows Dave and Buster's out of the water.
Yeah, there's this one building. I don't remember where it was. I think it was in Shibuya, but it's about 4 or 5 levels, and it's a nightclub. Like each
Yeah,
level has a different nightclub, and one thing they all have in common was they all had a dance floor and they all had arcades.
yeah.
Wow.
And then they had
that's
5 or 6 levels of underground parking because no one parks out on the street because it's so like crowded and
Yeah.
whatnot in Japan.
Right,
We
right.
have the underground parking, layers and
That's
layers
so
of underground
bomb.
parking, which is like, but just like you don't think like here you think clubs is like, oh, I go to drink and dance, whereas
Yeah.
overseas it's like you go to a club, it's like actually I'm gonna drink and play some video games. I'll go Onion DDR wasted.
Right. And that's 90% of what they do over there is DDR. I've seen they had like 6 stations
yeah.
of DDR right next to each other.
Yeah, we still
all
do
in use.
DDR. We just still do like the beatbox one, and then Para was really big for the longest time. It was what they started to do the rave dances with. Oh, the
Yes.
table flip game. Oh my God, you guys would love the table flip game. So what it is you choose your scenario, and you're this person throwing a fit, and so there's this table that you interact with. So you would bash on the table, and then all the heads would turn. They look like me's. They look at you. They turn, and they have like the exclamation over, and then you're like it would keep going. The level I like playing is the wedding. So the bride keeps throwing a fit, so she slams on the table, and then all the guests turn again. And then finally, when you think you've got enough points, you flip the table up. And the table goes up on the thing because it's like it's an actual table that's on the game, kind of like
Oh, real? Okay.
yeah.
amazing.
So you
That
flip
is
the
amazing.
table
I
up.
want to do it.
Yeah,
I'm
have a
kind of
picture in there.
I want to do it. Oh, that's awesome.
Can you
I
give
want-
us a picture of that, Webster? Was
Let
it
me
called
find
table
the
flip?
Table
He doesn't look. He doesn't look down to look anything up right now. I think he's good. All right. Webster looks very tired back there.
Oh, you guys should it just opened in Washington State a couple years ago. Round One. Round One is a very popular arcade franchise in like Japan. I think there's another location that opened in California just recently.
Of course,
But
California.
of course, it's all
It's
of the
gonna be
Asian
Cali.
arcade games. There's the bowling alley. There's the karaoke's.
Yeah.
Like the karaoke rooms. Yeah, it's like in the animes, Asians, we love our karaoke, and then, we have the dance floor, and we have 2 floors. of
Poor
Just,
Webster.
let me see if I can find a picture of the table flip game. For
Another
you.
thing I realized about, and they mentioned in the video too, is Japanese games, and especially in arcades, are significantly harder than American
Yes.
games, exponentially. Even Mario, when it first came out, when they ported it to America, they made it a lot easier. The first Super Mario Brothers, you got hit once, whether you big, had the fire,
I
or once,
remember-
no matter
So
what, you die in the
It's
first
my
hit.
girlfriend playing
And
the table flip
they-
game. There's actually
They
a
were
table.
afraid when they ported
Bash.
to
That is
America that people
awesome.
would
Flip
not
it
want to
up
play
at
it
the end.
because the
awesome.
difficulty level
Yeah.
was so high, and they were right. So they dumbed down the game, and they still do that to this day. The American games that they release over here on Nintendo are actually a lot easier than the ones they have in Japan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the easy mode in overseas, like it would be like the normal here,
Yeah.
and then
Yep.
but here's a picture of my girlfriend playing the table flip, and you can see the table. She's bashing on the table, and then at the end you have to flip it up. You put your hands under it and you flip it up.
That's
Table
pretty
flip.
cool. Here, hold up a second. I'm gonna see if I can get this on cam real quick, just so they can see what it kind of looks like. So you got this, got her hands on it. She's like, "I'm so ready to flip this table right
It's
now."
like rage. It's like bash.
I love it. I want to try it.
That's like a perfect
Right?
game for Eric
Bring
because all
things
of
to
his rage.
America.
You know what? In Colossal Con, remember that? Did you guys go last year?
I didn't. We didn't.
No.
I didn't
I
go last
couldn't.
year.
They have
back.
they have an arcade section. I don't know who brings all the games in, but someone actually brings in a lot of import game machines.
Oh,
So I spent
okay.
a lot of my
Okay.
time there.
Oh, cool.
Looks like we're
Cool.
taking it.
I spent like after the rave
Well,
one night, I
What are we doing
bought
Thursday
one of the
now?
drinks, the $30 drinks that are that big, and I jumped in like a jumpy boat thing and played games all night. That's all I did.
Nice.
That sounds like a lot
Wasted.
of fun.
Yup.
Yeah.
Kind of down.
Yeah.
Just give me a just fill it with Mountain Dew and I'll be a happy kid. Hey, I'm not a redneck. I'm a Mountain Dew neck.
I'm the one that brought the patriotic
tickle
Mountain
your
Dew.
innards.
Right. I'm the redneck here.
Right, you brought the patriotic Pepsi.
So.
What?
The patriotic Pepsi.
Patriarch Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah, that is Mountain Dew, isn't it? I don't
Yeah.
know why, but I keep thinking it's a Pepsi.
No, it's definitely.
Well, I guess because it has the color scheme that you always
Might wanna bring
expected
it
from
closer.
The
Pepsi.
blue, red, and white.
Right.
Yeah, so I always thought
There
for
you go.
some reason it was. So yeah, I'm done. So do you have anything else to add on that topic?
Nope. Over to you.
Okay. Well, I wanted to talk about Super Mario Odyssey and Halo 6, but I don't have a lot to talk about it. So if I get through Super Mario really quick, which I usually don't, I'll just jump right to 6 and then we'll go around one more time. Did you get to your second topic?
I don't think so.
I don't
I
think
just
you
kept
did.
going on about E3.
Yeah. Okay. I
We'll
just
come
wanna
back to
make
me.
sure.
You kind of
I'm
went on.
curious.
You kind of talked about Destiny too.
Just a little-
Touched on
You
it.
touched
Can we
on
talk about Destiny 2?
We will talk
We-
about
we
that.
will, we
We're
will. I
getting
want
there.
to.
We're-
That's
oh,
fine.
he's
You can take
taking
my
over.
spot.
He'll
Okay,
take
'cause
over.
that was
Thanks,
kind
man.
of a
Okay.
probably like save for Leviathan discussion, but I'm here. So we'll still talk about it on Leviathan.
Deal. All right, so for Super Mario Odyssey, they don't have a lot of new information out, but they have some. And I'll tell you what, when it comes down to Nintendo, any little detail that they release from their mouths, one word Miyamoto says, and just internet blows up.
Internet
I swear.
explodes.
Like, and it's so much different, like compared to every other game
Right.
Oh yeah.
publisher for some reason.
Oh yeah.
They open their mouths and everyone's like, "What are they gonna say?" You know, it's crazy. But one thing I was looking up the other day, and I'm glad I found it again, is they have a release date now. They had the month, but they never had an actual date. But they also are going to have a playable sandbox. So it's not the actual game, but it's a sandbox that's supposed to relate to it. Kind of like how they released a sandbox for Ukulele. If you pre-ordered it, you could kind of play the game a little bit, but it never went into the story or really any spoilers. It just allowed you to enjoy the game a little bit. So they're going to have a sandbox game that will be playable at E3 this year. So it kind of ties into what you said. Excuse me. But another cool thing that I read on this was... the new city is going to be called, I don't know, the weirdest name, New Donk City.
New Donk City?
That's what the name of this
Donk
new city,
City.
that you see in the trailer where he pops into an actual
Yeah.
city. It's called New Donk City. I'm like, I feel like somebody tried to
Donk?
Try to do
D-O-N-K?
Donkey
be
Kong.
hip,
Donk?
and they maybe thought New Dank City, and they're like, we can't actually
We
say
can't
that,
say
so we're just going to make
Dank
an O instead, Donk. Or, if you're a Bravest Warriors
Check out
fan,
these new donk memes I found.
these Donk Mario memes.
Ah,
Someone pronounced it wrong or something. It's like, we're going to call it that.
Lost in translation.
Yeah, right. And if you know anything about Bravest Warriors, the first thing I thought of was a memory donk. But that's only for people who like Bravest Warriors. Talking about donuts back there.
What is
Um,
are they even doing it?
I'm
Donuts?
really curious what they're going to do with this whole hat thing. I'm excited.
yeah.
But one thing people
Right.
I didn't realize until I read this, and it's crazy to think this. And I don't know. I found it hard to believe when I read it. Where the frick? I just read it like 2 seconds ago. There it is. It is the first sandbox-style adventure Mario game for 15 years.
Has it been that long
it's
since
been
Sunshine?
15 years
Shut up.
since Sunshine.
Shut up.
Really?
Now I feel
You're
really
lying.
old.
You're lying
I
to
know.
me.
No, it's right here in the text, bro.
Gosh, I feel so
Credible
old.
source.
That
Man,
game came out for GameCube,
And
and it's 15
I
years
know.
old.
And you know what? Even when it first came out, people didn't even like it. It's actually only gained popularity, and people actually love it now that it's like old.
I loved it as soon as I picked that game up.
I didn't
I-
love it.
I
I
never-
did like it, but I grew to love
yeah.
it real quick.
I never really got to play it.
It's an amazing game.
So
I've always
Please
wanted
play
to.
it. But the fact that it's been 15 years, I always wondered. I'm like, man, they really need to release another 3D Mario game, and they released 3D, but there's like these small cubes.
Yeah.
And Iwata was obsessed with this idea of expanding upon how Super Mario 64 was. They had these box worlds that you would
Right.
explore, but it was felt so limited. There was no depth to the game, in my opinion. And everyone else was feeling that too. I finally realized I wasn't alone with that. And the idea that they're finally coming out with this, I hope and I pray that they continue the trend of having this open sandbox, open world feel of Mario games. I don't care for a Portal. I don't mind it. Actually, I feel that makes Mario games. How they did in Super Mario 64, how they did in Sunshine. They have a Portal world that's fully explorable, fully
Yeah.
enjoyable, everything to it. But it also has parts where you break off from that and go into whole different areas.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild is a perfect Nintendo fully explorable.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
And
that
that
game's
game is just.
and it's fluid.
darn near perfect.
But Mario it has the jumps from world to world.
right.
And I feel like if they continue making more games like this, we don't know. We haven't played Odyssey. It may be a crappy game, but I'm just so happy that they're finally
Hi,
doing
Mr.
it.
Luke.
Oh, welcome to the stream, Mr. Luke. How are you? Hi there.
You had to watch an ad about diapers.
What?
I'm sorry.
It's because it's his birthday today, so. I'm a big kid now. Anyways. All right. What are you, 6, 7? Speak up, kid. Respect your elders.
Add
I am older
20
than you.
more onto that.
What?
Add 20 more years onto that.
Oh, man, you're
I think
fat.
I'm older than both of you
Right.
guys, which is a sad thing. Oh.
I'm 26.
Yeah, I'm older than you.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's
20 fat. 27.
Fat.
27.
Still
Ah,
older.
Let me suck at that. But they did mention more information about the game will be talked about during the Nintendo's event, the first day of E3. So at least we won't be left in the dark. But they did push back, I think, a little bit on the date of the release day.
Sorry. Matt's
just happened?
reaction to Kyle doing the bug.
I heard a
never heard
cricket. I heard a cricket, and I'm like, it was him. It was.
Is this the first time you've heard this?
It was the first time I heard it. Well, not like he
This
did
is
it
the
on
first
other
time you
streams.
realized
But
that it was him.
I'm like, I heard a
His
cricket.
reaction.
Where is it?
Perfect.
Kyle's really good at distracting everybody with a freaking cricket sound. that's-
I'm sorry. Go on.
Go on.
I just totally lost my train of thought.
You're talking about
E3.
The release day and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Okay, I misread this. I thought it actually said it was going to be released June 13th. I don't know why I thought that, but it's actually going to be released in time for the holidays, and that's as
Okay.
much as
Okay,
they've said.
Q4.
So it is going to be
October.
released this year. There was rumors that they were going to be pushing it back till next year. Those are wrong. It is supposed, as of right now, they're still supposed to be releasing Super Mario Odyssey this year before the holidays. And if, in my opinion, when it comes to Switch, the moment if I don't already have one before this, the moment that's going to get me to go to that store, buy that, and not even think twice about it, I don't care how much money is in my bank account. I don't care what's going on in buying this thing, is one. If they release an HD remake of Super Mario Sunshine, which will never happen, I've accepted this. I hate my life, but I want it.
Virtual console.
What if it were Super Mario
Yeah.
64?
But if they get Ocarina of Time,
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
Please.
Wind Waker HD,
Yes.
Wind Waker HD,
Yes.
Twilight Princess
Yes.
Mm.
HD.
HD, and Majora's Mask
Yes.
available on the Switch,
Yes.
I'm
Sold.
buying it. It's sold. No questions asked.
And that'll
And
keep you
if-
busy forever.
And if they add Super Mario 64, I'm telling you, if they add that, I will never play any other console again.
People who are like, what are video games? I'm going to buy a Switch.
Right.
I would do it just for Ocarina
Like
of Time.
Yeah,
that's
I'd
what
do
I
it
was
for
saying
Ocarina of Time.
about like the Pokemon game. If they do all those things, they can just print money.
Seriously.
They will be the
That's
wealthiest
exactly it.
company in the
This-
world.
The Switch is everything I wanted in a console. Now make it everything I want in the video game selection.
That's what I said about like their E3 thing. It's just this
Yes.
is their all in. This is I think Nintendo thinks this is like their killer app system. I think
and
they're
it will be if they do it right.
I think they're viewing the Switch as their end all big. This is it for Nintendo. This is the big one. This is the big console.
And
So,
that's how I feel about it, and I'm the consumer.
right.
So if they make those games, and if they're smart, Nintendo, if you're smart, you'll never watch this, but please, if you're smart, release those older games as well as these newer awesome games, and you will have a system that will destroy the market. It's already
yeah.
being bought up like crazy. You can't keep them in stock. You will so much corner the market, in my opinion, when it comes to systems, if you bring back those games that people love.
Remind me
and-
to send this to my brother over at Nintendo.
Oh, snap, you better.
Oh,
Please
do it.
send us Switches.
I will have a complex
broke.
that this thing, I'm going to marry
I
my
just
Switch.
got a place, so I'm broke.
Like, there's a point where you get me so excited that I will sell everything I have to get it.
Starts.
You know?
Yeah, dude, I was contemplating it. I was like,
Just sell a kidney.
it was like with my
Right.
Xbox One. I was like, I don't use it. Should I trade it in for a Switch?
Right,
Or
right.
just-
Because they're just not releasing enough games that people love.
My girlfriend convinced me that I have so many games that are backwards compatible for my Xbox One. We were playing Portal 2 at the time, so I'm like, all right, I'll keep it. I'll keep
Yeah.
it.
Look
Yeah.
at,
So.
at my brother's office when Gohan was still a baby.
Oh, that is sexy.
That is
I need
awesome.
this.
I want that in my house.
I need this.
Look
Someone
when Gohan,
give me
little
that.
Gohan was still a baby.
Little Gohan from Halloween Comic-Con last year. Look at that. That's in his office?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I want this. I will die if I ever got this. Just
It's well, in the waiting room area outside the offices.
That's amazing. Is there a Mario in the background too?
Yeah. There's a huge Link statue that stands over me there.
Stop trying to make me drool. It's working.
Ah.
But yeah, that's not a lot of information on Super Mario Odyssey, but also kind of expanded more into, what the future of the Switch
Mhm.
and what they're gonna do with it.
Super Mario Odyssey was one of my things before, like when they announced the Switch. I was like, they need to come out with a full 3D Mario game to like really. That's what they need. That's what they've been needing, and there it is. So.
Agreed. That's the game. All right. So, what was your next topic?
Oh, quickly,
Okay.
before we move on to your next topic, I
Yes.
gotta ask you guys, since we were just talking about gaming in East versus West gaming, which is your favorite Super Mario games? I'm really curious.
64.
I got it.
I love 64.
Hour and 20.
I-
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I had to
Favorite
check the time.
favorite Super Mario game?
Mine's got to be 64. I love 64. This is a tough question for you. This is a loaded question, isn't it?
Depending on the day, it's either Super Mario 64 or Super Mario Sunshine. Contrary to popular belief, and I know people in the Nintendo world will hate me for being a Nintendo fanboy in a sense, I actually do not like the Galaxy games, any of them. I do not like Super Mario Galaxy.
It's
I
okay, I
kind
wasn't
of
too big
agree
on
with
them.
you. I never saw I never understood the tens that it was getting. I
Mhm.
never understood it. I'm like,
I feel like you have something else you're going to show
Yeah.
us. because of
Oh,
that
yeah, I was
question.
trying to find the giant Link statue that's
Oh, okay.
yes.
that's
But yeah,
that's in the other side of the waiting room.
Safety. You just made me fart. I'm sorry. I just got so excited from what I just saw. I lost my ability to hold it.
Yes. It's
I'm
so,
so sorry.
awesome.
Like Nintendo's
Oh my
waiting room
That's
is
so
a giant
cool.
play area.
I'll show
for
I'll
you
show it to the
Nintendo
people.
fans.
Take this
Fanboys.
away before I make out with your phone.
I'll
Okay,
show it
just-
to the peoples.
See, so my favorite Super Mario game is actually Super Mario RPG.
Yes.
And you know what? That was a perfect move for Nintendo when they made that game, and they need to do that again.
Mhm.
They need to make another RPG-based Super Mario game because you know what?
Yeah.
That's actually, if I believe, that's one of the best-selling Super Mario games.
Mhm.
Well, which one was
the
it?
Super Mario RPG.
of the SNES.
Yes. Yes.
That was the most popular and the best-selling game on the SNES. Was RPG.
That was that game where people had heard of Final Fantasy, but were like, "Ugh, I don't want to try that." And then they came out with that, and people were like, "Oh, it's Mario," and then they played it, and I think that game opened up people's minds to
Yeah, to Final Fantasy
JRPGs
and
a little
JRPGs,
bit.
Yeah,
Just
it's
a little
what
bit.
brought, it's like American gamers are like, oh, we know Mario, and then Final Fantasy, like, what's Final Fantasy? And then Super Mario RPG. It's
Yep.
Like,
There you go.
oh, there you
It's
go.
a Yeah, and to a lot of people, that's a beautiful game. I don't like it, but I don't like RPGs, so
Okay.
I just don't like the genre. It's not that I don't like that game, The closest thing I get to RPGs
Hi.
is Legend of Zelda.
Hi.
And a lot of people don't even consider that technically an RPG.
Mhm.
And the other the Fallout. It's like a first-person RPG
Mhm, mhm.
type of deal. That's the closest I get to it. Anything past that, I don't like it. Who's here? Who's waving?
Fallout
Kyle.
4 with the Thomas mods.
Oh my gosh.
Thomas mods. Just
Yeah.
Thomas is hanging.
we
close.
don't-
Oh my gosh.
We don't bring up the Thomas mods here.
Are we talking about the Skyrim one?
I
Where he's
paid
the
Or- or
$400.
Skyrim or
Where
Fallout.
he's the dragon.
I paid 400. I think that says yen. I
Yeah.
can't see it from here.
Or pounds.
Oh, it's
That's
British
pounds.
pounds. Sorry.
Yeah,
For
pounds.
my
okay.
GTX 780
780.
overclocked, so it's so expensive, and the Switch
start
costs
off
as much like my graphics card back then. Yeah, that's. Well, when they produce them in big bulk like that, they say we're gonna sell all these. They sell those chips to the manufacturers for dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so much expensive because we're the consumer. They're selling directly to us. When they sell them to bulk like that for a specific reason, it's a lot cheaper. Anyways, go ahead with your topic, man.
Oh yeah. Just one thing to add. My favorite series of all time is actually Final Fantasy. I love Final Fantasy. Love it. Yes. Anyway.
What was that?
Bless you.
Gesundheit?
I feel like there might have been a message in that
was
sneeze.
a message.
Anywho.
Destiny.
Destiny
Destiny.
2.
So Destiny 2, they revealed it 2 days ago now. Came out with big gameplay reveal. Obvious. I'm like, when they revealed the game in the first place, I'm like, they can't wait till E3. They never do. They're gonna reveal something before E3.
You know what? They did.
So you know, that's
and it
fine.
worked. I ran over to GameStop to do my pre-order to get my little king.
Oh,
figure.
that's right. They have the little.
Yeah.
I need to
I
go
mean-
pre-order. I want it.
And you
I
know
want
what?
a
You
disc
do
now.
the pre-order, put down $5, and you get your figure right there.
Yes,
you
I
just paid
want it.
$5 for a figure. Oh, well,
Oh,
Oh wait, what?
nice.
They did?
Bummer.
because it was supposed to be. It was
What?
supposed to be you get it when the game comes out.
Oh.
I gotta say, I know we just started talking about this, but I haven't looked into Destiny 2 at all. I did not like the first one, and I haven't been convinced
What?
enough
What
for the
did you
second
not
one.
Okay,
like about the first
okay.
one?
Okay,
Let's
hold on,
have-
hold on.
Okay.
Let me
have
finish.
this
Let me
discussion
finish.
again.
Let me finish. Just
Finish.
I know what you mean, but I'm gonna let you finish.
You mean let's have this
Alright.
roast?
Hold on.
We talked to somebody else about
But-
Destiny before.
I watched the trailer that they posted on a sponsored link on Facebook,
Yeah.
and I lost it. It was so funny. Did you see the one with this?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was like I
I'm
was
like,
magnificent.
I'm like, so basically, just they put Deadpool in there. That's really all they did.
That's really his character.
that
it's just
is his
now he
character.
gets to do things in this
Yeah.
game.
Right. That was You know what? I'm like, I almost want to buy this game just because if that has that kind of
That's
humor
my
in the
favorite
game,
actor.
I'll buy it
And
just for
it's
the
Nathan
humor.
Like-
freaking
Nathan
Fillion.
yeah, from
Right.
Firefly.
Exactly. I lost. I
It's like-
really enjoyed that, but I'm sorry.
We lost my
No, it's
Go
cool.
ahead.
we
go
lost your
ahead.
stuff. More importantly,
So-
we lost my stuff.
So first,
My stuff. Oh, and there'll be loots. Tons of loots.
yes. So first, let's just briefly touch base on what went wrong in Destiny 1. So it was, I think,
Story.
Everyone's
story.
talking all of a sudden.
Just first and foremost, story.
Yeah.
It just isn't
Age of
present.
Triumph.
Wasn't there.
Yeah. Agreed.
Like,
Just wasn't there.
what
Yeah.
the heck is the Traveler? No idea what the Traveler is still. Really no explanation of ghosts or how they revive Guardians every time they die, because that's in the
That'd be
expanded
adorable.
story trailer
Yeah.
where you can see what's his face, the one Titan dude. That's awesome.
Oh, that's bomb.
You can see the one Titan dude. He dies, and the ghost revives him. He dies, and he kind of explains how like every time we come back, we have no memory of our past life. So he's like a new person every time the ghost revives him. So, RNG was terrible
Yes.
in Destiny 1.
Yes, it was.
Horrible.
Yes, it was.
There was no such thing as let's go fight this raid boss to get this item. To an extent, there was. Like, there were raid-only items, but it would be like, okay, this is like our third run-through of this raid, and I got a legendary weapon that I've gotten 5 of before. And it was just, it was terrible. Like, there are some exotic raid weapons I never got, and I went through a dozen.
Mm-hmm.
Get a
Tons of
hunter.
raids.
Get a sword. Get them to go through the raid.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is like,
And then,
the,
you know,
generator
Spawn
for
in
the
on
loot
him.
in that game was just beyond ridiculous when it first came out.
Yeah.
To where it's like you had to play the game for like a whole day straight
Yeah.
just to get something good.
Just to get something good.
Because you had to keep playing. That was
You're a
the problem with
raid-only
that
weapon.
generator for it.
You're a raid-only weapon. Thanks, Kaz.
But yeah, like that was the problem with the generator there because like you had to keep playing for it
Right.
to generate a higher
Right.
percentage to get better loot.
Yeah, it would like it was a stacked generator. Keep playing, keep playing.
Yeah.
I don't want it to so much be like Borderlands, but a little bit more
Little
like
bit like, yeah.
Borderlands. Just a little bit.
I can see what you're saying with that.
I just got so tired of going through insanely difficult things and getting blue stuff.
Yes.
Gotta
Like,
get good.
get
Right.
good.
Right.
But yeah, as far as gameplay goes, I've
The gameplay I
always
liked.
had fun with
Yeah.
Destiny going through it with friends,
I
especially the
Role-playing feels
raids.
so good.
I never had friends to play it with. I never was able to get a team
Yeah.
together.
That was the
ever
one
to play it.
stipulation.
This is what happens when you get an Xbox.
Thanks, buddy. Well, right,
Exactly.
right. Because I was on Xbox. Right. Okay. But either way, I mean,
It's okay. I still have Destiny on Xbox.
yes.
I'll play with
I
you.
actually
Right.
do too.
Right.
It's just
Well, here's the
vanilla,
thing.
though.
Here's my thing about this. This is my take on Destiny. Destiny 1. It was a great game. I didn't like the gameplay, because I felt it was monotonous. Without a team and that camaraderie of going out and trying to get the things that you wanted and stuff like that, when you were a lone
Very.
player, it was monotonous, repetitive, and the story did not
Well, yeah.
captivate me.
No, there was
Yeah.
no
Really-
story.
I
never
did
really
not
did
really
story.
care about
They-
why I was going there.
Yeah, base game.
And I'm sorry. In my opinion, I think Bungie tried to use the same formula as they did with Halo. And the Halo 1 series and then up, they tried to take the first Halo formula of story not really being revealed so much at the beginning, but you were more captivated by gameplay. It was amazing story. It was great, but there wasn't much. There wasn't a whole lot of meat to it. Yes, I am.
mean, when we're discussing Destiny 1, it's usually just one big rant.
The biggest thing to
Right.
go with coincide with his thing story wise is the fact that they had that grimoire to show the lore of it.
Right.
But you had to go on the computer. Yeah, exactly. You didn't read it
Nobody read it yet.
because you had to go to a separate app to
Yes.
even
You would collect your
listen
ghosts,
about
and the lore was in the ghost, and you had to go someplace else to read about
And
it.
no one's gonna do
No.
that.
So like
But-
they had like
I
these
did it.
I actually looked at this before. They had like these crazy backstories of all these people that you fought, which would have been really cool story wise.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, you're just facing some random guy. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that information, the pertinent information, the entertaining information should be able to be put into the game properly. No one's gonna go to a website, read the details.
Hey, you got to go to a website just to do it.
Right.
Like,
Okay, okay. I'll stop a rant and I'll summarize it. All right, I'll stop the rant. Summarized rant. When they made Halo 1, we knew nothing about the elites. We knew nothing about the Covenant. We didn't know anything about it, but they had entertaining gameplay, dialogue, action. A lot of the gameplay was captivating enough. And oh,
Thanks
I don't
for
have
the
my headphones
host.
anymore.
Thanks for the
Follow?
host.
Thanks for the host. They tried that with Destiny, and it didn't work because the
it would
humor
show up on
wasn't
that
there.
screen if it did,
It
but
was
it's
too
already
subtle.
gone. It's okay.
The gameplay wasn't as captivating as Halo 1 was. So, in my opinion, that's the reason why it failed as
Follow.
miserably, because they tried a similar formula, apply it to a newer game, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
It was revolutionary at the time, and it's old now.
Yeah, right. Just nothing captivating about it.
Right.
Nothing drew me in. Well, I mean, I played it for 3 years, so a lot drew me in. But still, I digress.
Right.
I had friends to play with literally every time I was on.
And there's so little a Bungie left. You can't even say that it's a Bungie game comparing it to what it was back in the day.
Right.
I'm
Right.
sorry. I'm talking about just Bungie, but do what you want to
So
do.
back to hit Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, most people know what's wrong with Destiny 1. Getting to Destiny 2, here's what I want to see. I want to see more player interaction as far as being out in the world, not in your social spaces. I want to see more people in the world, because there was really only, like, you had this area. So you were on Earth, you had this area. Interrupting ambulance! I
You're
hope
the
they're
only
okay.
one yelling.
Just saving lives.
You guys are the only ones yelling.
So, with the open worlds, like, you're on Earth, and
We
you
hope
get in
they're
this
okay.
area. We do. Sincerely hope they're okay. You'd have these generated areas, and then you would go, upstairs in this area, and it would load into a new area, so nothing was connected, per se.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have, maybe 5 people in this area. Oh, well, if you walk up here, they're gone. You're in
Yeah.
a new area, and there are people there. I just want everything.
Archon's Forge.
The feeling
Ah.
Going
was
up
deep.
when Archon's
Fluid.
Forge when everyone disappear.
Oh,
Oh my god.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You want it to make me feel more fluid, is what you're
I
saying.
want more fluid worlds, and I
Yeah,
want
I agree.
bigger worlds.
Yeah.
I do think for the type of game that they were going for, it was too small.
Mhm.
There's nowhere to go.
Should we
Oh.
have any
like-
procedurally generated stuff in
It's
this
going to
new
be
Destiny
so
2?
procedurally generate.
I'm right here now. I can hit you.
He hit me in the kneecap.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Sorry,
man.
go ahead.
But they
So
had
yeah,
all these
just
cool-
bigger worlds, all connected, all fluid, more people, more character interaction. guns and gunplay. I want more customization for the guns. I
Mhm.
don't want this specific, like, here's what you can do to this gun. I don't want that. I want to
No
put
custom scopes. No.
well, that, but I want to be able to do anything with it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want what they've got pre-mapped out for that gun.
Oh, the loadouts. and-
They can keep the skills for that gun. That's cool because you have like exotics with unique skills. That's fine. But as far as like scopes, skins, stuff like that, let me do anything I want to it. Aesthetically, I'm saying.
I mean, make the gun your own. Just like
Make
you
the
do
gun your own.
with
Like
Guardians.
aesthetically,
In
maybe.
a game like Destiny, that's
Then
important.
everyone is just gonna make matadors. You know it's true.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna
Yeah.
go into
Yeah.
PvP, take out this guy with a matador just so he'd
There's
rage.
gonna be the one game.
Fix shotguns.
That's a mini game.
I
You
loved
know,
it.
Fix shotguns
the-
in games.
There's been an argument with shotguns and shooters since probably PS1 and N64.
Yep.
They
Yep.
are shotguns. They are close quarter weapons. You are probably going to die if he's right here.
Right.
Like it's just how it is.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm not saying nerf them, but I'm saying nerf them
I'm saying nerf.
in a sense.
Long
Like
Still
range.
kick ass with the matador.
sure,
Yeah.
that was one. That's one thing they do need to fix
But
with
they
Destiny
did
2. Like,
fix it. That's the thing.
They did fix it.
fixed it.
they fixed it, but you can still put rangefinder on a lot of them, so it just puts it
when,
right.
when you
back
get the
there.
right rollout on the matador.
Yeah.
What's he saying about his ears?
Keep everything they did with like the final update, like you know how you can ascend your weapons, and
That
they
was
did
cool.
add, you know, they added the glowing thing that you could do. I forget what they were called, but you had those pieces of armor,
Artifact?
not artifacts, but it was just like you could add. They were like those glowing rings, and it would add like neon
Oh,
lights to your
oh.
armor
Oh,
and
the
stuff.
yeah, the
Neochroma.
chromas.
Chromas,
Yeah.
chromas. Keep stuff
Yes.
like that, but like in that sense, let me do that to whatever I want
It
with
looks
whatever
so
color I want.
cool
That would be
on
cool.
your armor when you like load into a match on PvP and you're like glowing.
Also, don't lock some of the special like dances and stuff under microtransactions. That was the stupidest thing. You literally couldn't unlock any emotes.
Yeah, this
You-
is my warlock did.
You
Yeah.
had to buy them.
That's
You had
so
to buy.
dumb.
They were not unlockable. You had to buy them.
That's really
I want to
dumb.
say don't put stuff like that in Destiny 2, but
I bought
Yeah,
it.
but
I
even
was
it's gonna
like,
be there.
Too.
I wanted
sure,
Gangnam Style.
but
Get it. Like,
Gotta have Gangnam Style.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, Gangnam Style.
That's funny. That's
Did
funny. I
they?
wish we could have gotten that on camera.
Oh, the people that walk by. That's great.
That's
Okay.
funny.
Old couple scoping us out.
like
Ubisoft tactics.
Ubisoft tact, right?
Or Glenn says Ubisoft.
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 Freaking Ubisoft and their For Honor $700 of DLC.
Oh my
You hear
god.
about that? They have like
Yeah.
$700
For
in
Honor.
DLC.
For Honored is
over
a
700.
pay to win game. That's
Oh, yeah.
what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Well, I've talked to. I could get my friend Matt in here that plays that game
I played that game. It's a
religiously.
fun game. Like
He-
you can
It's-
unlock
And he
it.
said
Yeah.
he's played it from day
Yeah.
one. He loves it. He played it religiously, and he's like, it's gotten to the point that they screwed that game up so much at this point
Oh, I have not played
I-
it since
that
the launch
I
of it.
will never play it again. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, they changed so many things. Like he said, you can. I don't know anything about the game,
That's
so I
the
apologize.
Ubisoft curse.
But there's one girl that you can play as a character that all she has to do is a certain combo, and she could spam it over and over and over and over and over and
I
over,
already know who you're talking
and it's
about.
completely unbreakable.
Mhm.
You are dead if she starts that combo.
The stick lady.
Yes.
And I'm like, if you do that kind of thing, you ruin a community because the game is no longer fun. It's everyone gets that one character, and whoever
Just so they
starts
can
the
do it.
combo first is the one that wins. You know, you have a great game. Don't screw it up.
Well, that's the problem with the Ubisoft games half the time. Like, I love Ubisoft games, but the online, they always patch it thinking they're fixing stuff.
Yep.
And then it
Oh,
gets
like
drastically
Tom
worse.
Clancy, they just
I was gonna say, yeah, he was just telling me
fall
about
through
Tom
the
Clancy.
map.
But even Rainbow, like, played the crap out of Rainbow. But now it's like just, it's gotten so bad. They,
Really?
like, the gun balance is just off now. Everybody just
jeez.
uses one gun.
Ah,
half the time.
jeez. Oh, jeez.
Oh jeez.
Oh,
Oh
jeez.
crap.
Okay.
I was gonna say we barely.
Oh,
even talked
keep
about it.
talking about
We
Destiny
did- we-
2.
What else
We
do you
keep
have for
going.
Destiny 2?
Bad tangents.
So, like, what do you mean gender dancing?
I like that they're gonna be able to let you do the raids though.
Do they? I never
But what was
realized
annoying
that.
That's true.
was
That's
in
true,
Speed
yes.
1 and 14, there was cars that you could assume they could take.
Yeah.
The band with the armor band.
Yeah, Need for Speed Most Wanted was a big pain.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Some of them were a full arm thing, like,
Like,
the
didn't work
one
for
that
our
you
forts.
got
Yep.
from Trial of Osiris was like it comes up and then it's like down. It's like this with this eye.
Okay, we're having conversation
Yeah, we're
with
having
somebody
a
off stream.
conversation, but yeah.
And
so
Ubisoft.
did you
Failed the
see the
crew so
theory on
badly.
Destiny 2
It's a
about like
racing
the
game.
chameleon?
You know what? That was a
or-
beautiful game, though.
It was a good
What was it?
looking game.
Chameleon.
I played it,
Chimera,
and the open
like,
world was
class
amazing.
for
Second
the,
one
But they
like,
broke it,
They're
in my
making a
opinion.
I
second
think
one.
each of you get
Yeah.
like weapons and everything.
Yeah.
But back to Destiny.
Titan being a lion, hunter a snake, and warlock is like bird thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Those are the
So you have
things
anything else
they-
to add about Destiny 2?
Be good. Be gooder than Destiny 1.
Gooder.
Gooder.
Be gooder.
Agreed.
It's not saying much for it though. At this point, Destiny's ruined. Destiny 2
Look,
is the only hope.
when playing Destiny 1, I'm like, this game has
potential.
problems, but it has such crazy awesome potential for a sequel if they can get everything right.
Mhm.
The game's,
So
I
far
mean,
the
if, Destiny,
story
if they
looks like
pull it
it's
off
gonna
in
be
Destiny 2,
interesting.
the game's gonna be amazing.
That's like saying Batman had potential.
Which one?
Okay. One thing I would like to see in Destiny 2 is the feeling that I can connect more with the other people in the world that you are not in a party with.
Yes,
I felt
Yes.
so isolated for these groups walking around me.
that is. Isolation was huge in Destiny 1.
And, but
It's
then
just
there would
not
be
enough.
random occurrences where it actually worked. 'Cause, like I would randomly some guy would come help me out, just randomly.
Yeah.
One time I after.
Oh, I normally help people out if I see them, but that's just because I want loot.
Right, loot.
I mean, we all do it for the
Yeah,
loot.
that's
but-
Right.
Exactly, do it for
Do
the
it for the
loot.
loot.
But
But I felt no obligation to help anybody else. I felt no connection when I walked up to a group of people trying to do something, and all I could do is just sit there and watch them destroy things, and I'm not a part of it. When you're going in there in a one-player situation and you don't have a party, you feel very isolated in that game. There's no interaction. You know, as part of it's the players, of course. You know, if they don't want to talk to you, they don't talk to you. Okay, fine, whatever. You know, do y'all things. But I didn't even feel like I had a means to start a dialogue with somebody else.
so, do you think if they had it like in a lot of PC games where there's that like that chat window, like that open world chat window, so you can start dialogues with like
Yeah, well, I feel like if the proximity microphones, when you're in with a certain distance, they can even do it by volume. If you're far away, you can just barely hear someone talking into you. If someone's right next to you, you can have a straight-on conversation with a complete stranger. And if they don't want to hear you, they mute you or ignore you. You know, just that in itself, I felt like Destiny kind of lacked. For the little bit that I was able to play, I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand the dynamic of the game enough. But
wasn't
No, there definitely wasn't much social interaction.
No.
I thought there was that option when, like, if you're, like, let's say, in the tower, and then you go over one of the tabs in the menu, and you can see all the players there.
Yeah,
You can
see
Yeah.
the
start
players, yeah.
conversations with them, but you would have to go into, like,
gotta join their
yeah,
chat
you'd have to
and
join the
whatnot.
chat to be able to
Yeah,
talk to them. It's not fluid, and it's not.
it's
just,
not fluid. It doesn't
yeah.
feel natural.
Yeah,
That's
it
what I
doesn't.
like about the new one promise of it is the fact that it has those guided games now, so you can join a clan,
Yes,
and then hopefully somebody like
Well,
Jeff
you
that
can
doesn't
adjust
have
it,
Destiny
you know.
friends,
right.
you can join this guided game and then be part of this group that
Right.
you would not be a part of. normally.
Drop in, drop out stuff.
Yeah.
Well, now wasn't it Blizzard servers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So the
Battle-
PC
Battle.net.
version is
Yeah.
gonna run on Battle.net, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they work something out with.
Yeah.
Surprised with that.
It
I
is,
thought it was gonna
but it
be
is
Steam, and I'm
Activision.
like, oh, they're gonna
Activision
announce it
is.
Steam, and
Right.
That's-
That's weird to
That is
me.
super weird.
The PC is going to be run on Battle.net through Blizzard, but not have dedicated servers. That's weird.
I
That's
just
odd.
can't wait when like. What happens if you put PC gamers versus console gamers in a PvP and then someone pulls out the aimbot? I'm just
I wish
waiting
they
for
would do
that,
but they're not
and
gonna.
all the rage posts that are gonna come up.
Yeah, and that's always been an issue, though. It really always has been an issue, is when you start adding PC players into the mix of multiplayer online, you always have the, well, PCs are more open source than consoles are. You can't go into console, install a program really easily, and then be able to modify your system. On a PC, no matter how much you lock it down, it's so easy to create a program inside of Windows that modifies whether it's controller options, whether it's the way your keyboard and mouse interacts with the game. There's so much in between stuff that you can do to your PC
Right.
to break it.
So all of us are getting it for PC and getting hybrid controllers, right?
That's
Right,
what it sounds
exactly.
like, yeah.
You know, it always immediately makes all of it push toward the PC.
Well, I'm out.
No, I
Dang
see,
it.
I can do it as long as I'm not streaming.
Right.
It's already being used. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. We're after 2 hours on this one.
Yeah.
Are
no,
we after? We're just under.
1
no?
hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, what was your next topic?
I was going to talk about esports and the growth of it here in North America. Because, resistance is futile. Esports
I'll
is
be
growing.
Right back. I am going to the bathroom.
And it's growing fast. Esports has always been a big thing in Asia for a long,
For
long,
sure.
long time.
I'm
It's
sure.
like
Sure.
our national sport.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like when everyone goes, oh, Asians can't win at anything except StarCraft. I'm like, you know what? It's sad, but it's true.
Yep. Yep.
And like the funny thing is like it's getting up there. Like stats from like World Poker this was from stats from last year. 10 mil for World Poker. Super Bowl 5.1 mil. But Dota
Dota.
Dota's up there at 5 mil.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
$5 million in
Yeah,
Dota.
and Dota too, and just like in championships and whatnot. It beat NBA, it beat the Stanley Cup, and
That
NBA was at
is-
4.1, and Stanley Cup was at 3.8 mil.
That's gotta open people's
So,
eyes about
yeah.
like what a not just for esports, but how profitable of an industry the gaming industry is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like
it's like to beat out the Stanley Cup and NBA, it's up there. And the only thing that beats it
You
is
look so
World
happy.
Poker because it's like,
I am.
So I mean, and the thing
Frogs.
is, as long as there's no mosquitoes, I'm good.
We're good. We're good.
So esports had started. It's not something new. That's the thing. Like it started back in the 80s. It started
Yeah.
with Space Invaders. Yeah. And then, of course, it only really got big in the 1990s with
Quake.
Quake and
Quake
Star.
LAN parties.
Yep, yep. That's all schools. It was like Quake and StarCraft.
Quake and StarCraft.
StarCraft, Korea's national sport. And then, of course, it was only in the 2000s when it went into like Major League Gaming, right? And the first Major League Gaming that aired here in the States wasn't until 2006, and it was Halo 2.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yep,
Yeah, I
yep.
remember that. Halo 2 was big.
I was like,
back then,
really,
too, with
Halo
that.
2? And here I was thinking, it would have been like CS or even StarCraft. No, it was Halo because they'd gone into esports so late. I was like, oh, okay. Like I remember back overseas, I'd be like, you guys don't have channels like that here in North America, but there's some channels that all they do all day is play cutscenes from like video games. Like there's this
That's
one
so
channel. All they do
awesome.
is play all the cutscenes from like Final Fantasy, so you can literally watch all the Final Fantasy cutscenes.
That's so awesome.
And then
US.
after that, and they would do this in between like the esports tournaments. So you'd watch an esport tournament, and then so here you guys have commercials every like 8 minutes or so, and then you guys have 3-minute commercial. No,
Yeah.
it's not like that. You have the esport tournament, and then you have about like 12 minutes straight of just watching Final Fantasy or like Suteki Dane,
We started up
and
our own
like
channel,
you know.
the network
And
channel,
the
and
best
doing-
part is there's tons of channels that are just like this. It's all esports 24/7, like
That
on
is
the
so
clock.
cool.
And
Crazy.
then in between you have like popular Twitch streamers just all on TV, and like music videos like just playing.
Cass.
But I mean like and it's funny cuz like esports is such a big thing overseas. Like in Korea there was a recent Overwatch scandal because someone from the team was going to the other team and was offering them about the equivalent to 5 million USD to throw their match.
Oh my
and
gosh.
and they
That's a
they
lot
went
of
to two
money.
players and offered them both about 5 mil to throw the match. And so of course they reported it, and this guy and I think it was his manager and some of his other teammates all got thrown into jail, and they're doing 10 years. Yeah. It's some
That's
serious
insane.
stuff over there with the esports. It's
Yeah.
like
See, with esports,
Nuts.
I wish I'd dedicated myself to one game, but the problem with what we do is like we play so many different games.
I play everything. I
It's
can't
like-
get good at one thing.
It's like there's certain games that I'm really good at, but I can't dedicate the time to just like master it.
Right, yeah.
well, play the game that you're gonna do competitively with esports and do that one like you know how like you can play like MGS, but your main like esport game will be like Dota 2,
Sound like
right?
you don't-
This is very awkward. This is not. This doesn't look anything like what it looks like.
And I think we just scared your neighbors.
We got some people in the background, guys. Say hi. No, I can't turn it.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
See if let's see if we can slide the camera over a little to them. Nope, I can't. It's locked. We're live on
actually
Twitch.
live on
Streaming
Twitch.
live on Twitch.
Can you get out of my chair?
This is so comfy.
Get out of my chair.
This is so comfy.
Take care.
Bye.
We just had some visitors.
I'm so mad now.
But
That chair was so comfy.
I
Aw.
know.
No, I
That's
wanna
why I'm
sit in
sitting
it.
in it. Damn it.
That was so awkward though.
That's like the
love it.
moment I sit down in your
When you
lap.
sit down on my
The
lap.
moment I sit down in his
What
lap,
would
this
you get?
huge group of people just walk by, and I'm like sitting in Eric's like,
waving, and we're waving.
well, this is awkward.
bye.
Just go with it. Chris.
So back to
All right, so I knew that guy.
That's
I
funny.
know.
And you're one of the 20.
This is one of the 50 people that just walked by. All right, anyways, I gotta. Can you guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
Okay,
fine.
I
You're
can
thank
fine.
God.
Yeah.
I don't know if I bumped it wrong or something. Where were we?
We're talking about
We were talking about
Yeah.
She was dropping some
She was
esports
dropping some
knowledge
knowledge.
over here, man.
I'm very sad I missed it.
But,
it's okay.
yeah, I really
Fill
wish
you
that
in.
I just. take
We
time
were
to
talking about
dedicate
how esports is constantly aired in Asia, that they have multiple channels just dedicated to esports and into gaming just in general. Like, I know you guys used to have some TV shows that were where they would talk about video games for like half-hour segments.
Play.
But when it's channels that are just esports, like 24/7, and then in between, like, because in Asia they don't do commercials every like 8 minutes or so. They
Okay.
do commercials for 10-12 minutes after like the half-hour or hour segment.
So they
long.
clump it up into longer segments.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
I wish they did that here.
that's why if you ever watch some animes and it seems so weird when it gets cut off,
Mhm.
that's why, because animes are done the same way. It's the whole thing. That's why it's really bad, like in Japan, because you know how people will channel flip when ads like
Yeah.
commercials
yep,
are
yep,
on,
Yep.
right? So you can't really do that because the whole thing is on. So when it's done, you have like 10 minutes of channels. It's 10 minutes of channels on every channel.
Oh, so
Okay.
okay.
It's all blocked at the end. But with these channels that I was talking about, it's esports 24/7, Dota competitions, Overwatch competitions, Halo competitions, and then
Yeah.
after that, you'd watch like cutscenes from like Final Fantasy or cutscenes from like any video games, and they would play all of them as kind of like the commercial fillers. And on some of the other channels, you would even have Twitch streamers. Like they would be broadcasting Twitch streamers
Yeah.
that
yeah.
were just
Just
talking
like esports,
about.
more video games, esports, Twitch streams, more video.
Yeah,
Like, that's
and
what you watch.
The
Yeah,
best
right.
part is it's just not like 1 or 2 channels. There's about like 10, 15 channels that are all just this. You can watch streamers,
sounds
Twitch
glorious.
streamers all day, and so you
Yes.
would watch this
Just-
tournament, and then you would watch streamers after commentate on.
If
the
I could
game that
watch
just
like
went
some of my
on.
favorite games being done in tournament on live television, I'd still have live television. I don't
Right.
care about it anymore. I
Yeah,
don't want it.
I don't watch TV.
I don't watch TV, and a lot. And of course, I don't have to deal with it with subscriptions anymore. You don't have ads, but still, even besides that, if there was an esports channel that I could watch a Halo tournament, if they had some machinimas that were really solid machinimas, if they were to even possibly speed runs, if they did it in the right format and they put it on live television, I'd probably still have live television.
Yeah,
So I agree
it's-
with that entirely.
Yeah, and it's something that hasn't really. I think if you look at some of the international channels like NHK channel and stuff, they do have hours in the night where they will stream like a bunch of esports, but it's not continuous like these other channels back overseas.
Right. Well, ESPN refuses. They said it is not sports and we will not air.
Which is funny because they have so many articles on it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the part you missed earlier when we were going over statistics, like esports is the top 3 because it beat out Stanley Cup and NBA. The only 2
Wow.
things that
Wow.
beat esports were poker and the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And poker almost in a way is like halfway in between real sports and video games. It's
Yeah.
still gaming, it's just tabletop if
Yeah.
you want to go that far.
Right.
Yeah.
And nothing's going to beat football. And we now have John outside the house waving at us. That's cool. Where's all these people coming and going from?
I think they're going to Toffs.
he's far this house is like 30 miles that way.
Are you serious?
Seriously?
Yeah, he's not even by. Anyways, all right. Okay, I have one thing to add about esports. If you get the right people, I think they would really be into it. I think in America, esports has got this stigma on it that if it's video games entirely has a stigma over here versus Japan and overseas where it's
Yeah.
fully embraced. There's a stigma on video games here that if you play video games, you're childish. You're
Sure.
Yeah,
not an
that's-
adult. You haven't grown up.
It's-
Excuse me. And that is not like that anywhere else in the
No.
world. And I think that's one of the reasons why esports hasn't picked up there. If someone walked in the door, a grown freaking man sitting there watching esports, and another one of his grown freaking men friends walk in the door and see him watching video games on television, they're gonna make fun of him to the ends of the earth because, oh my gosh, you're sitting there watching esports. You're
It's
so
like,
dumb. You're
watching a
so
video
kiddish.
game?
I sat there and watched the Halo 5 world tournaments on Twitch on my television, just like I was watching any other sports. And you know what? It was intense. I was on the edge of my seat. I was rooting for that team that I wanted to win. And I was like, I've never experienced this before watching football, watching baseball, any of that. I don't care about regular sports. But I felt like
I
I
do
was
to an extent,
I
but
do.
okay.
well, that's you. But
To each
I'm
his
talking
own,
about
yeah.
just
Yeah.
me. If I'm sitting, but I was sitting in front of this just like it was a football game, and I started acting like every other dude that I've ever seen. What's sitting there watching sports?
Sure.
And I'm like, there is an appeal here, and it's just as good. And when my wife walked in, she thought I was watching football. She's like, "Oh, it sounded like it, and you were acting like it. I thought you were sitting there watching the football game or the basketball game that actually just got done." I'm like, "Nope, watching video games."
And she's like,
You see,
Yeah,
there-
and she sat there for 10 minutes watching it with me. She was actually
watched
kind of
Halo
interested
5?
in it. She hates video games. But, I feel that stigma that's in America for some reason really kills it here.
It's I want to say it's not all parts of America, 'cause like on the West Coast, like over in Washington and in Vancouver and California, a lot of the like World Championship like Dota tournaments
Mhm.
are held there,
Yeah.
and
not
like
saying
the
that's
Dota
not
tournament
growing,
just
but-
finished over in Vancouver like a couple weeks ago, and here's something I realized growing up on the West Coast, which is a lot more multicultural versus here on the East Coast, which in our state is a lot more conservative.
Mhm.
On the West Coast, they're a lot more accepting, and if you're a gamer or a nerd, you're one of the cool kids.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and maybe that has something to do with Silicon Valley and Microsoft and
I think it does.
Nintendo and just
it's much more
everything
liberal
being
of there,
there.
more progressive.
and in Santa Monica Studios.
What do
but
we
then-
have? Farms.
Yeah, exactly. Like
we have farmland,
fields
so
for
much
miles.
farmland, and
like-
you get that the what's the word I'm looking for? Demographic involved in that. When you consider that's why it's not here, is because you have a bunch of farmers not watching video games.
Yeah, like I was talking to Kyle about it, like when we were explaining like the differences like in cultures and like growing up and whatnot, and like difference with our with what we found appealing for gaming and whatnot, and about how he didn't have as many options just because it was something frowned upon here.
Right.
If you did video games, or if you were in your room all the time because you were on the TV playing video
And
games
you're
or watching
seclusionist.
animes,
Yeah.
then people think you're suicidal, people think you're depressed, people think
Mhm.
one
Yeah,
of
it's
those
true.
emo kids, and it's like
Or you're an
like,
isolationist.
yeah, when really it's not the case. It's just there's everyone here that's like that seems to keep to themselves, kind of like they're closet nerds here
Because they have to be.
Yeah.
Because they get criticized out in the real world.
Yeah.
When over in Japan and overseas, that doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, and like the funny thing was when I moved here and I started going to GameStop, like the people, like a lot of GameStop employees wouldn't believe that I was a gamer, and they thought, oh, she's just someone's wife picking up his video game and whatnot, right? Because it's the stereotype.
Okay.
And
Oh
then
boy, he's gonna run.
yeah, and then when they realized
Well,
when
he's gonna rant.
when
Here we
I
go.
was talking to them about like, no, this is how you get 100% this game. They're like, wait, what? You played it? And I'm like, yeah, I platinumed it. They're
Yup.
like, whoa, you play video games? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm
have
Asian.
something. I got a burning thing I gotta say. This is an actual discussion, and this touches on this topic directly. I was talking to my wife Alex about you guys being on our stream, you and Kyle, and I'm like, it strikes me so weird. And this was a literal conversation I had with her. This strikes me so weird that you would be interested with you being a mother. You're not much older. I think you're only a few years older than me. I don't know.
I think I'm a year older than you.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I'll still look younger than you until I'm 40.
Oh, that's absolutely true too. The Asians are really good at that for some reason. And then it hits the brick wall. No, I'm
Yep,
just
it
kidding.
is so. It's so
We
true.
hit 40,
40.
boom.
Yep. Boom, and then it's like the white hunch over.
No, anyways, okay. So I was talking to her. I'm like, I was surprised. I was literally surprised when you were interested in being a part of For the Chiba, let's just say, or gaming in general, technically, because when you look at women your age, they care nothing about video games. They see a group like us of guys, and they think they're childish. They haven't grown up. They don't have a grasp on reality. That stigma is so real there. So that's a perfect example of that.
Yeah,
It's
it's
because,
here.
and we were excited that you were interested. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is you don't see that. 9 times out of 10, when you see a mother, the first thing you think is exactly what you just explained, what happened at GameStop. They know nothing about video games. They're there to pick up some game that their kids shouldn't probably be playing, and they don't even know that they shouldn't be playing because they said they wanted it for Christmas or for their birthday or for some gift.
I used to work at GameStop. I actually told parents, Grand Theft Auto is a really bad game. How old is your son?
Exactly.
You know what? I did that too. When
And
I
I'm
worked
like,
at BB
I just want to
I
let you
said to
know
this
what
kid,
you do in this
I
game.
need
I'm
your
not,
mom here for ID. I am not selling you this game. This kid threw a fit.
I'm like, I would get the parents in there, and I'm like, look, I have to tell you what goes on in this game.
Right.
I'm not telling you what you can and can't do for your own son, but I'm telling
You
you that
need to
he
know.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
You
Right.
shouldn't be letting your 11-year-old son run around and shoot hookers. Like,
Right.
This is why this game is rated this way.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
And I'm just saying that
That's
that
whole
is a
other can of
perfect
worms,
example
though.
of that.
Oh,
Is
yeah, that's a
because
whole
Yeah,
different
it's the
discussion.
stereotype, right?
the stereotype and that kind of thing is not really seen around here.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, it's here. But if we were, let's say, we all go over to West Coast, I can introduce you to over a dozen of females like
Mhm.
my age
Mhm.
that are into, like typical makeup, cars, and designer clothes and whatnot. And you know what? All of them are gamers.
Yep. Yep.
And that's like the funny thing. And like, it's funny 'cause like, so I used to work at EA.
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
of like in my department, there were only 3 girls. The rest were guys.
Mhm.
And being a comp sci grad, like when even back in school, because it's something primarily male like dominant, like
Yep.
I remember my graduation day. I was saying to one of my classmates, I was like, hey, look, there's like 2 other girls that graduated in comp sci. He's like, actually there's 3. I'm like, what? And he's like, I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't know. But he's like,
I'll forget one.
to be fair, half the time you were sleeping playing Dota. I was like, okay, fair. But yeah, like, so the horrible, like, even though the stereotype isn't as bad, it was still there. Like and you would think like
Right.
EA, like, it's not there, but it is because EA is known for its layoffs. Once a project is
Mhm.
done, pink slips to everyone.
Everyone's gone. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Jeez.
there was a really bad rumor that always went around that the only reason the girls didn't get fired was because, favoritism,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
And it was bad that even guys still to this day that are in the industry that know that there are female gamers out there still look down on female gamers just because it's like, I don't know.
Maybe it's kind of like similar to the stigma of women in sports too, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of you'll get that stereotype where women in like football, they'll be like, you don't belong in there, you belong in the kitchen, that kind of thing, or not really liking that a female presence would be involved in something that they believe maybe should be only guys. That's wrong, of course. That's totally wrong. But, a lot of people still believe that.
Yeah.
Or still have that unspoken bias that maybe they don't even realize that's there.
Yeah, there is, because it's something that's already like it's been passed down, and it's kind of like the thing that
Right. And it's
people grew
outside
up
the
with.
norm of their normal
Yeah.
situations. Even the gamers that do exist, when it comes to women, even the women gamers that do exist, they have a stigma against them, because you see the Facebook posts all the time about this chick with video games all around them or
yeah,
on
and
them.
then we get
Saying-
criticized because they go, "Oh, she's only doing it to get attention from guys."
Exactly.
And it's
or
like,
they don't really know anything. They
Yeah.
have like a you see the pictures of the PlayStation with Xbox controllers. Oh, I'm such a gamer nerd. Again, that just on top of that, for the women gamers that do exist, they have that stigma on them for that as well. So it makes people think that even for the little bit of small amount of face that girl gamers get, they're not even genuine. There's even a smaller percentile, again, society has built to believe that women don't.
So, a statistic I pulled up earlier on Twitch, actually, 38% of streamers are female 44% being male, and then the others were kind of like group and whatnot.
Right.
And
And the stigma against them is, oh, they're only there to get tips because they're showing their boobs.
you know what? That's what I got for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like, you should wear something that shows more or whatnot. And then you know what? For a couple streams I did. Like Kyle would laugh at me going, she's gonna stream in that. Oh my gosh, she's really gonna stream in that. And then you see like
that's great.
20 like new followers.
Oh my
Right,
gosh.
yeah.
And then you get like the pervs that are all like, oh, you should take it off, blah blah. It's
Right.
like block, block, block.
I do that and I lose followers.
Thank you for the money.
And then and then I
Guys,
decide to do something like a
guys,
mukbang
guys.
video, and then I'm eating, and someone's like, oh, go eat something on your next stream. It's like, I'll donate to you. It's like, oh, sure, okay.
Right, right.
I'm like, whereas if it's a guy, well, it's
We
never
don't
gonna
have
happen.
that privilege
So,
unless we're ripped.
but I mean, like, it's funny because, like, for the longest time, like, I started streaming as a hobby just because, I was in the gaming industry and I thought, hey, PlayStation camera is like $20 for Black Friday. Okay, I'm going to buy one and I'm going to stream for the sake of streaming. Let's see if anyone watches it.
Right.
And sure enough, I got people watching me.
Yep.
And then, when we got into parties, like group chats, it's always a laugh when you're playing with a group, right? And then, but yeah, and then you always get the people that are all like, oh, you're not really good at this, right? Oh, you should just let your boyfriend play, or like, where's there's this one
Yeah.
comment where it's like, where's the controller? She's not even playing. So I hold it up like this. I was like,
Hello.
oh.
Right. Well, Zach, my sister is a gamer. I just got her into Fallout 4. She
Very nice.
freaking loves it. She plays that on PS4, and she's all about it. But I mean, she has issues. She's not good at it. But she's
Oh.
no, she's
PS4
not.
still
No,
PS4.
she's not.
She's playing on PS4. She's better than
Shut
you.
up.
Yeah, that's automatic.
Mm.
High fives.
But she loves video games too. But she would fit in that category you just mentioned, that she's isolationist, that she's depressed, she doesn't go out and go hang out with other guys and go to bars and stuff like that. That's not wrong, but that doesn't exactly put her in that category either. It's just maybe she feels that way, has been put in that position by other guys in her life and boyfriends and stuff like that, because society has made her feel like she has to be.
You know what? You guys need bars here, like the XP bar. We have the XP bar over on the West Coast, and what it is, it's like a video game lounge. Like all the food and drinks are kind of like what you see on Kotaku
Well,
when like Resident Evil does like like the brains
Yeah.
for like
Yeah,
we have something like that. So we have like Hello Kitty
For-
drinks. We have Dragon Ball like sushi,
Yeah.
and they have tournaments going on in the background. So it's either Halo one night or
Mhm.
whatnot.
He's
But
so
this is
bomb.
the bar.
Yeah.
Right.
This is like
Yeah,
you go in for
um,
your tapas foods.
Actually,
stuff.
over near Cleveland in Lakewood, just
Oh,
for
yeah.
for my last birthday, we went to it's out in Lakewood. It's an hour from here, not
Mhm.
even in
Yeah.
Lakewood. Out across the street from the Melt cheesecake.
The
True, guys.
Grilled cheese place.
Grilled
That's
cheese,
true.
yeah.
They have a place called 16-bit Bar and Arcade.
Oh.
Where it's awesome. They're like, order anything you want and get a pop or something, and you can play all the games for free. They have a huge arcade
Very
set
nice.
up
That's
in
bomb.
the bar, and they're just like, you buy something, you play for free, and they have on all the arcade cabinets, all of their games, they have this little white button. You push it, and it starts the game. You play all the arcade games for free,
That's awesome.
and they have
I think we gotta do.
super classic
drive out there.
games. Yes. Oh my gosh, it's
We're gonna
awesome.
go
they
for
have
grilled
all
cheese, and then we're gonna go play
Oh,
some.
no.
Oh
Buy
yeah, and they
stacks.
have like super old arcade. They like right when you walk in, they have
Galaga?
they have Galaga. They have original Mario, Donkey Kong with the Mario walking up the
Ooh.
ladders.
Mhm,
They
mhm.
have right when you walk in the door, they have
Pitfall?
the
Dig
they
Dug?
do have Pitfall.
Yes!
They
They have
have
Pitfall.
Pitfall.
Dig Dug?
They have they have Dig Dug.
Dig
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
They have
so good, you know?
the Star Wars TIE Fighter game where they're all wireframe models. Like where it kind of looks like that 3D asteroid type
Oh
thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
With,
Yep,
and it's got
yep.
the steering wheel, and you're the TIE Fighter, and you have to shoot down to the air duct on the to blow up the
16-bit?
Death Star, and they're all wireframe models. They have
I think
that,
she's looking it up
So
now.
we
and then it's
I was
awesome.
thinking of my
It's
favorites.
so much
I know where I'm
fun.
going tomorrow.
It's so
We
much
gotta-
fun. And then the other side of the arcade, they have the kind of like 90s. They have like NFL Blitz, Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2, all that.
Found it.
So here's the coolest part about this place. At their patio right outside, they have like a screened-in porch patio type
Okay.
place.
They're open until
Two-
2:30, guys.
2 giant flat screens and 64s. Tupperware bins full of games. You can just pull one out of the bin and put it in,
So
and you can
we're-
play.
We
So
gotta
you can
plan
go
on-
That's
grab a drink.
all I freaking want.
What
So
are we
you
gonna
can-
do? A
so we
golden
gotta plan
eye
the trip.
stream.
So you grab a drink at the bar,
We have
and then you go back
We
out.
have McDonald's.
yeah.
Right.
We have
You Go to
McDonald's.
McDonald's
You
and
guys
play
can
some freaking
If you go
GameCube
into the
game.
kids area, there's like the Tetris games
Yeah.
on
Yes.
the street.
So yeah,
when are we
awesome,
going?
awesome place. And then
When are we going?
then-
Right.
yeah, and then on top of that, every sign, everything they have in there is all game themed. They even have their pinball machines. They have
want one of
high
those
scores like up
cups.
on the bar, like
Ooh.
you
Yes.
write your name on it. And
I want one of those cups. Are they? Can we take
I do.
those?
I actually have a collectible cup, and it says 16-bit on it, and it's got like a 16-bit Super Nintendo controller on it. It's such a cool place, but it's out
Nice.
in Lakewood downtown, like right across the street from the Melt.
We got to go there sometime.
It's so cool.
That sounds boss.
It's right beside the
I was-
exchange.
I've actually
it is
thought
right
about
next door to the exchange.
And here's the thing: I've thought about, legitimately considered, and have like dreams. I'm not talking about like sleeping dreams, but dreams about creating a place like that here in Sandusky.
I've always wanted to
Get a
Nice.
big building, and oh my gosh, the thought came right back to me as soon as Kroger moved. I was like, that'd be a perfect building for this kind of
That would
thing. It's
be.
huge, a lot of space, a lot of things you can do it. Do something like that there. Now, I'm a little different on that. I wouldn't be exactly that. I probably would have a section where adults could be in a bar, but also have a section where teens and kids could go to,
Right,
where
So
they
it's
can go
family
and enjoy the
friendly,
same things,
yeah.
but not have to deal with the alcohol side
right
of
because
things.
that
Like,
is with
there's the
16
alcohol
bit.
side,
It's a
right?
bar, so it's 21 or older.
Right. So
no, but you can do like the type of restaurants that have the 21 and older on this
Right,
side, and
yes.
minors
right,
on the
that
other
Yes.
side.
duality I feel like would be important, especially
Oh my
since
God, it's 16-hour flight.
the only thing I don't like about that is because then you can have parents going down there, going one side, getting themselves stonewall drunk, and then you have their kids over there on the other side, and then they have to drive home.
Now would be a good time
Mm.
to apply for Uber because there are no Uber drivers in Sandusky.
Ooh, did not know
There you
that.
go.
Right.
And Colossal Con's coming up, and from last year on the post on Colossal Con's Facebook page, there were no Uber drivers in Sandusky. So
Wow, dude.
guys that need a
that's big.
part-time
Money.
job
That's big.
that want to take people home after they get wasted.
If you're into that kind of thing.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
and
true,
Cedar Point.
Cedar
Cedar
Point.
Point started still no Uber drivers.
Yeah, Cedar Point. Oh my God. That's why cops just wait right after the overpass. So-
Right. Right.
That's why there's that long backup line on 250.
But I really feel like we need that kind of thing in this closer. And I feel like if the gaming community can lose
Kalahari's
that
arcade.
stigma. What are we looking at?
Parents
yeah,
got
that is how
trunks.
Kalahari
Kids
is.
go.
They released it for
Yeah,
Christmas.
that's true.
Hey, the professional. He's someone local.
Oh, okay. I was
how's
gonna
it?
say, I'm like,
is-
it sounds
Obviously.
Like local. Yeah.
Yeah.
Parents
the
get drunk, kids
Kalahari.
go play. That
You
is
know
what
what?
Kalahari-
We
that
could
is what
theoretically,
Kalahari
I'll do that.
since the Kalahari is a hotel, we can go in and then go down and play just by the
Right, yeah.
cards. But I mean, the arcade isn't too great, but it's better than Dave and Buster's.
Right. I love Kalahari. I do, and I love their arcade. But even that, you can't compare it to what I believe should already be available in America in this industry already. We're so far behind, in my opinion, when it comes to just the scale of which things could be for the gaming community and for just that kind of thing in general.
So
Yeah.
it needs to be a gaming theme bar, lounge, restaurants with arcade games, new, overseas, and
Yeah.
old, with bubble tea.
With bubble tea.
Bubble tea.
With bubble tea.
With bubble tea,
Bubble
because you
tea.
know
Brayden
that's
was
what
here,
makes
she'd
it
be all
even
over
more
that.
authentic.
Kaz, thank you so much for the bits, my beautiful man. You.
Yeah,
You are
thanks for the love.
Awesome.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, bubble
so-
tea.
I think we need to start wrapping
yeah,
this
start
up.
wrapping
This is
up.
the longest podcast we've ever had. It's 2 hours and 18 minutes so far.
And it's cold.
Right. So is there anything else you want to add on to that before we move to our last one, which I feel like that should have been the last one because that was the best
Was that
topic.
the last one? Or do we still have one more?
I have the Halo 6.
Ah, okay.
I'll just briefly touch on it. I don't have a lot of details on it anyway. 'Cause like I said, I kind of BS'd on it on the way in.
That is a very, very nice mug. So when are we going?
That's bomb.
When are we
That's
going?
bomb.
Tomorrow, right?
And then
Or tonight?
She's
that's
really
behind.
on it. She wants to go right now.
That's
We're
behind the
going
bar.
to
They've
this
got,
place.
like collectibles and old toys, and so they got
Sometimes-
ET there, and then all their drinks are game themed.
There's
actually have,
there's so many places like this back in Vancouver. There's this one where they had the Bumblebee roll and they had like the Bumblebee like Funko Pop in with all the sushi.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you can
yeah.
keep the pop figure after.
That's awesome. Cause I'm like stupidly addicted to that. I just
Mind
bought
you,
one today
the
when I
like
got one
sushi
gift.
roll itself is like $20, but
Terrible.
you know it's
It was
so
on
worth
clearance.
it.
It was $2. So
Which one?
I bought the ancient one from Doctor Strange. She was on clearance for like $2 at Target.
Ah, you should see what I got. for
I'm
Mother's
terrible
Day.
with Halo figurines.
Gosh, that's me and
I have
Pop.
a whole room worth of Super Mario and Halo figurines.
You mean
it's-
downstairs, the gaming room?
No, upstairs. You haven't even. I don't think you've even seen the room upstairs.
Wait, there's
It's-
another room with all these figures.
Yeah,
Look what I got for Mother's
I have
Day.
a real problem.
I saw that. That's so cool. I want it.
Oh, nice, Diva.
So last thing, since you know, talking about stigma and whatnot, and about closet nerds, for anyone that is local and whatnot, GameStop is actually holding a cosplay contest.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Let me. What's my calendar? Because I have on May 28th. The Sunday before Colossal Con. It starts at noon. There's a category for kids and there's a category for adults. I don't remember if it's being held in Norwalk or Sandusky or both. But yeah, for all you people that are getting hyped up for Colossal Con, for all you people that feel that you're excluded, or is that the right word? That you
Excluded from society.
Sure.
excluded from society, you're not alone. You don't need to be shunned from the world because there's a lot of us gamers out there, and we're all here to support each other. But yeah, even if you're not cosplaying, come check it out. If you're local here in Ohio,
Yeah.
it'll be fun. I'm
Yeah.
judging.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
Oh, you're judging.
yes.
Nice.
So
They
yeah.
needed an Asian for a judge. Is that racist? I'm pretty sure that's racist. Are you very good with calculation?
So yeah,
Yeah, it's a positive one.
come out, have fun. Maybe Jeff will bring his camera and then
Actually,
sing
I
it.
was literally thinking the same thing. We should just do, not live, but just some pre-recorded bit of just being there, kind of showing off some of the things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was already thinking that, so I don't know, same wavelength there. So if you're around, make sure you come out. For the Chivo might be there, but she will for sure. Lisichan will be there.
Mhm.
All right, so last topic. Let's just talk about Halo 6 really quick. I feel like we're going from like this high to just now we're just talking about it. Webster, shut your freaking mouth.
You should have gone first.
I should have gone first now. All right, so just some quick notes on Halo 6. I'm really excited about it. And that's saying something because there's been so much of, again, this word stigma against Halo now. And for a good reason. They
Oh, yeah.
got rid of such of the wonderful things that even the fans love, and now the fans hate about Halo 5. The split screen, we've talked up and down about that. Split screen,
yeah.
it needs to come back. They have confirmed it is coming back for Halo 6. They said, we're sorry.
Wait, they're bringing back split
biggest-
screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
They said it's the biggest mistake they've ever made. We're sorry. We're bringing it back, and split screen will always be a part of Halo from that point on. And they've got people
I-
making faces in the window, and we're trying to have a podcast, and I'm just gonna throttle. I know the donuts. I heard.
It's just I didn't like the reasoning for taking it out on Halo 5 and giving
It was a
the
cop-out, in
frame
my
rate
opinion.
and blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm a programmer.
That never bothered
This,
anybody
you
before.
know,
Why
this-
would you take it
this
out?
is the worst BS answer you can give someone that's in the industry that
And in a way, I feel like the only reason it really happened, I feel like they were pressured by Microsoft to remove it.
Right.
You mean
Mostly
343?
because they want more people to buy consoles.
Yeah.
They don't want 4 people coming over and playing, and those casuals that want to just come and play with their friends but never play outside of them. They don't want that scenario anymore because that's one less Xbox being sold. That's one more piece of hardware that's not there. If they can get another person to be pressured into buying an Xbox so they can play with a certain group of people, they're going to buy it. Now they have more options to play more games and stuff.
So sorry to cut you off, but isn't it now with the newer Xbox One discs, or if you purchase it on the live store, like kind of like digital copy,
Yeah.
you can play it on your Xbox and play on the PC at the same time as long as it's on the same login? Is that how it
All
works?
the newer games coming out from Microsoft specifically and some
'Cause
third-party developers
know-
are going to do that now.
I
yes.
know
Not
Halo
all games.
Didn't they say it started off with Halo 5? Because I know Halo Wars
No.
2 does it.
Nope. Believe me, I wish. They have made like an in-between.
Okay.
They have what's called Halo 5 Forge that you can
Ah.
play only Forge and Media Browser, which is non-dedicated servers.
Uh-huh.
You excuse me, peer-to-peer servers only.
Okay.
You can play Halo 5 on live using your gamer tag, but you can't play the conventional way. There's no searching for games and playing a certain game types. You
Oh.
only play ones that other people have made, which actually I'm okay with because I loved Halo Custom
custom,
Edition
yeah.
for PC. That was my favorite, and it was wonderful. So from Halo 6 will definitely have that capability. And anything ongoing that Microsoft is making, Halo Wars 2 has that capability. All new Microsoft IPs have that capability. But anyways, when it comes to Halo 6, I'm super excited for that. That was one of the things I was going to touch on. That finally going to be able to play it on both systems because they did it the right way. They made it because Microsoft is the OS creator. They made it so you can still only play it with your Xbox One controller, and the servers favor console over the PC. So if you have a crappy PC, it can't keep up. It doesn't change anything on the PC side or on the console side to accommodate the PC.
Huh.
If there's any problems, they push it to, okay, we're sorry, your system sucks. It can't handle
We're
it.
gonna
You're not.
kick you from the party.
You'll either get DC'd because of inconsistency, or you'll just have a terrible time playing it. It'll just be an easy target for the console players. And that's how they should have been doing it from the start to do cross-platform. And now Microsoft, being the OS creator, they were able to build that around it, which I'm happy about. The next thing about it is they brought back Master Chief being the focus of the game.
Right.
They just
Very
they
nice.
kind of pretty much let go of the whole Spartan Lock thing. Thank God.
Cortana.
I love the new character. I loved him to death. He was really cool, but I don't think they used him right.
Yeah.
I don't think it was played properly. There will be no new playable characters. They actually said they don't intend on pretty much adding any new characters into the game. Just kind of going with what's there, because there's been an outcry. We don't want new stuff. We don't want all this crap you're throwing at us. We want our Halo game that we love. Expand upon the universe that's already there. Stop trying to make new stuff all the time.
Arbiter?
Yeah, well, they were hinting on that. It's rumored that the Arbiter are going to be in it, but honestly, I think, if I remember right, there was a tweet that pretty much shut that down. There won't be an Arbiter. Sad, but either way, even if the Arbiter is in there, it's proven he will not be a playable character. Master Chief is the only
Ooh.
playable.
Well, you know what? That's how it should be because that's what Halo is. It's
Right.
Master Chief's story. That's how it started.
Exactly. And Master Chief is the core of the Halo series. And it will just be Master Chief. Gosh dang it, I had one more thing I wanted to cover on that. I can't find it.
Gun customization?
Yes, there will be gun customizations, but there will still be limited.
Oh.
There'll be more than what they've had in Halo 5, but it won't be as much as most people would want. Let's just put it that way. because that's kind of how Halo has always been.
Yeah.
Set
Yeah.
guns. You know.
I'm
And
okay
actu-
with that.
in
because
my
of
Beam
opinion-
Halo.
sword.
Right. And in my opinion, I like simple choices. I don't like so many combinations that
I
I
know what
can't
you mean.
I can't figure out a good combination of guns. I don't have time to sit down
Sword.
and spend 20 minutes.
Can't customize
on
a
a-
sword.
Hey, man.
If you get
know,
custom colors on that, that
Custom
would be
colors.
legit on
Yeah,
the
it would
sword.
different
be.
shades of sword.
Hey, I'm down for that.
Purple sword, green sword, blue sword, whatever.
All the Hunt for Truth ads, the game has nothing to do with that at all. I
No.
know, I was mad
No.
about that.
No, it didn't.
You know what? Oh, getting me on another rant.
Here we go. Here we go. All right, let's hear.
I'm not gonna be a podcast anymore. I just gotta get in trouble for being on rants. The Hunt for Truth. All right. What were the video logs? I spent a week on those video logs, listening to them on SoundCloud, and they were amazing. They were one of the best sound things ever, in my opinion. Audio logs.
Did he go outside?
Who's jumping out there?
Antonio, I hate you. Is that a horse head?
Like, we're not going to know anything until somebody on chat says something.
You could have not said anything, and they would have been laughing, and I would have thought a bit about rants. Antonio, go home. You're walking. I'm not taking you home now.
Banned.
No. All right.
We're lengthening your probation.
I'm gonna cry. You're no longer a member. All right. All right. So I completely lost what I was talking about. The Hunt for Truth audio video, the video logs were amazing, and they ended up having nothing to do with the story. I was very disappointed with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Nope.
They did
God.
not tie in whatsoever. Even the stuff they added in the Master Chief collection. I understand they wanted to make it so the transition, if the people didn't buy Master Chief Collection, they weren't left in the dark when they did Halo 5. I get that because there was a whole lot of people that never saw those extra clips they added to Halo 2. I get that. But still, I felt like they were completely unnecessary to watch. They didn't add anything to me that I felt like, wow, now I know a piece of pertinent information that's something going on in Halo 5 that no one else would have known. If you're
Yeah.
gonna put that kind of stuff in there, make it feel valuable to me.
Yeah.
All right, and the last piece of information about it I wanted to talk about was I'm losing it now. This whole horse head thing made me. I was on a roll.
You're losing it? Nay.
I was doing good.
My gosh.
Yeah, I went there.
Are you serious?
Give me a few more seconds. Let's see if I can bring it back.
LAN party. Halo LAN party, yep.
Yes, there has been no confirmation on that either.
What?
That they're going to allow offline play LANs, which really upsets me. But I think they will, but at least we're getting our split screen back.
Yeah.
There's that.
There's internet almost everywhere, let's be
Yeah.
honest. But I'm really hoping they do bring back the local play as well, because that's really important to me as well. Oh, Firefight in its proper form.
Yes, please.
In its proper form. It's been rumored and talked about that they're bringing back Firefight the way they did in Halo Reach.
Please.
You know what?
Huh.
I did not like Halo Reach multiplayer, but I'll tell you freaking what. Firefight is something I still go back with my friends and play
Played it for hours.
for hours.
Played it for hours.
Because it was done right. It was beautiful. The local play made sense versus the online multiplayer Firefight. And they got rid of that feeling of being able to play it offline and enjoy it with just your friends. And I hope they make that happen again. Because I'll tell you what, I've gotten so good at Halo Firefight, Halo Reach Firefight. I'm dead serious. I've gotten so good at that when I'm playing, I'm half even paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm headshot, head overkill. Killtacular, and a friend of mine came in and watched me playing that, and he's sitting there like, "Oh my gosh, dude, you're amazing!" I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm just playing." He's like, "Every shot you've made so far has been pinpoint headshots, one shot kills." I'm like, I never realized I got that good because you can get so lost in that it's still enjoyable, that wave after wave, that once he pointed that out, I noticed that I was doing swing shots where if, like, for example, I'm sitting there shooting forward and I got a grunt behind me, I will spin around without stopping, take the shot, get a headshot, and spin right back around without any interruption. And he's like, "How the frick you do that?" He's like, "I don't know. I've played it so much to the point that
Second nature.
that I don't even have to think about it. I just swing past, take the shot, and keep going." If I'm at that point in a first-person shooter and I'm still loving it, you made a good game. You made a good variant. You've caught my attention for this long, and I'll probably never let go of it at this point.
Yeah.
And Halo needs to get back to its roots where it's just fun to play instead of trying to make it so pretty, so high-tech, so many new features that we get lost in. This is a good time to end the stream, guys.
Yeah.
I talked about what I needed to talk about. Halo 6. It's been a wonderful podcast, actually. We covered a lot of great topics. I enjoyed this one a lot
Yeah.
more than a lot of the other ones we've had.
I'm so happy you talked about all the awesome stuff in Japan.
I agree. I'm so happy.
America, what are you doing?
Seriously. You know what? Screw America. We want a little bit more Japan in our lives. At least on the gaming side.
Well, we can start off by heading towards Cleveland, stop by 16-bit,
Right.
go there, then head to Cleveland for some bubble tea, buy some Asian food at the supermarket. You know.
Down.
Yep.
Down. All right. Well, does anyone have anything else they want to add, or
Not really.
no? We're all set.
Yeah, I'm all.
The behind the scenes stuff today has been absurd. There's been so much going on behind the camera that
I wonder if we if we just recorded them and then stuck it at the end as bloopers.
Right.
Right.
Gosh.
Like
at one
We
point
had
a
I
GoPro.
almost turned around the camera at one point just to show just the chaos going on. It's a birthday party, it's
Oh,
gonna happen.
You
Yeah.
hush. Who typed it? Who said
Hey, I'm done, lulz.
it? Nay.
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 I saw someone was outside on their phone, but it was Lisichan's phone on the window.
Oh.
Nice. All right, guys. It's been a lot of fun. Lord. Okay, so, all right. Coming up soon, we are going to be doing this upcoming Friday. Glenn is going to be starting his stream through of, I believe it's Oracle of Seasons? Legends of Oracle of
Ooh,
Seasons?
Zelda?
Oracle of Seasons.
Yes.
Nice.
He's going to be starting his stream through on his new RetroCon, which allows him to play the old
Yeah.
Game Boy games on his on a TV,
Mhm.
upscaled HD. Upscaled.
Yeah.
Not beautiful, just upscaled.
That's
Glenn
on
is going to
Friday?
be starting that soon, so check out this Friday for the episode 1 of his stream through. This upcoming Saturday, I believe we are going to be doing, if I remember right, Mariana is going to be back, and we're going to be playing some beta of, what is the name of that bloody game that's in beta right now?
Paladins.
No,
Destiny.
no. Gosh, what's the name of the bloody game?
What console is it on?
I think it's cross console. I got a beta code a while back, and I'm surprised they're still in beta for it.
Cross console.
Give me a few seconds. Just give me. It's here. It's here. Quake.
Oh, Quake.
Quake.
Ah.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Quake.
Yes, Quake. Quake Champions. It's still in beta, and they just lifted the no streaming clause. So we're allowed to stream that now, and she's really excited to be streaming that. So that may be happening this Saturday. Keep an eye out for that. We stream on Fridays, because we never say this anymore. We stream on Fridays starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Saturdays usually starting around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, except for today because we had a lot of problems. Keep an eye out for that, and who knows, we might stream on a Wednesday. Coming up to a lot of awesome events there. We're going to be at Colossicon. We're going to be at Halloween Con. We're going to be at, what's the name of that youth group again? Glenn, where are you when I need you? Faith Memorial. We're going to be at Faith Memorial's Lock-In Axiom. And we are also going to be at The Gathering. We may not be streaming there, but we'll be doing some live content on Facebook and other locations as well. Thanks again, Lisichan, for being on our stream tonight. It has been awesome. Great
Thanks for
podcast.
having me.
Blast. Definitely going to have you back again soon, hopefully, on a podcast. And, of course, gameplay is always fun. Give a shout-out to Lisichan, too, Kaz Gears, if you want to, for her channel. MattyC, bomb as always.
Yep.
Is this the first podcast we've had
This
you
is
on?
the first podcast I've been on for Chivo,
I cannot
Me
believe
too.
that.
and it was great.
Well, yeah, he's actually a member, though. That's the thing.
What is
so-
this crap? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm glad we finally got you on.
Yeah, I had
So,
tons of fun. So that
I
being
haven't gone
said,
on your channel yet.
I know it's just him either. We gotta get him on.
I've
Leviathan
never
too,
been
so.
on
Now
everybody
we gotta
in
go over to
freaking
Leviathan Gaming.
every member in For the Chivo has been on Leviathan Gaming,
Well,
except for
I
me.
haven't.
You're new. It doesn't count.
but
I
anyway,
thought he's still on probation.
Yeah.
short plug for Leviathan Gaming. Eric, he has got his stream of Metal Gear Solid 4. He is nearing the end of the series. Huge response on Metal Gear. Come check out the Metal Gear stream. Tons of fun. On top of that, he's Monday through Wednesday. Are you streaming Thursdays too? He wasn't. Okay, so he's Monday through Wednesday, and then eventually, starting next week, I'll get back into it. I started streaming Star Wars games. I am streaming Star Wars Bounty Hunter right now, so check that out.
One of you guys should totally stream Persona 5 now that they've lifted.
Did they lift
what,
the ban?
Yeah, they lifted
Okay.
what days you can. Now you can stream up until November in game.
Oh, that's
so
pretty far.
more days, but yeah,
It's still not the whole
not
thing.
bad.
It's understandable though. They
Yeah.
want to ruin the game before it's even out, and then less people will buy it if they realize they don't like it. I understand those bans. I get them.
Yeah.
You know, developers got to make their money, and
Yeah.
if they lose it during beta, that's gonna be bad.
Right.
But it
Um,
wasn't even in beta. This was after the game released.
Oh.
Yeah, after
yeah,
the
the
game
game
released.
is out. The
The
game's
The game
been
was
out
out for like a week, and they're like,
months.
if you stream past this point, we're gonna shut your channel down.
It's
and
still kind of the same precedent, but I think
Yeah.
at that point that's a little ridiculous.
Because
Yeah.
After the game's out,
The way I look at streaming is it's free advertising for people that want to see what
Exactly.
gameplay is like.
Exactly.
But that's not how Atlas
but
is
some
looking
people can
at
see it negatively too. They're
Yeah,
gonna see
'cause-
the other side as in, oh, if they realize they don't like the game, they're not gonna buy it. And
Or if they watch the ending, they're not
see
gonna
the spoilers,
buy
they
it,
won't
and
care to get it. There
spoilers.
won't be there'll be less hype.
Or again, like with the stigma earlier, they're gonna think we already have our audience,
Mm-hmm.
the people that are gonna buy it, So, but I mean, it's just
It's
Anyway.
understandable.
Oh, Courtney
Hey, Mom, welcome to the stream.
Courtney,
Sorry,
you
we're
just-
just about to get done here.
just caught the end.
If you could, really quick, Webster, can you shout out Lisichan and Leviathan Gaming? Just so we have those links to go give those guys a follow. They're Leviathan Gaming spends most of their time on YouTube, so make sure to check those out. Those guys over at YouTube.
Are you guys cosplaying for the con?
But they are also on
I am.
Twitch. So it's been fun, guys. We
Doing-
love you. Take
What
it
are you
easy. Loved having you here. Great stream. Great podcast. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Nay.